I'll say
Yeah.
I was on and you weren't even there yet.
Really? No.
Yeah.
No.
That's the truth, bro. That's the truth. Are you
I,
hearing my are you picking me up good? I don't know if close enough
I,
to
I'm
hear.
picking up great.
You are picking up great. Look at
Dude,
you.
you look like I just interrupted you from doing something.
No.
Like, were you in the garage making something?
I'm gonna be soon. I did just get an order from Rogue.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it in the driveway?
It was, and then last night I had to get it in because today it's gonna be 68 degrees, but tomorrow it possibly is gonna snow.
68. I think you're lying.
No.
There's no way.
That's the facts, buddy.
For those of you who don't know, Josh has moved to one of the coldest places on planet Earth.
False. It's actually one of the sunniest places on planet Earth.
Oh, I knew you were going to say something like that.
That's just a Denver thing to say, right? Nowadays.
Do you get a lot of sunny days?
Dude, it's always sunny.
Hey, are you sick?
No. Oh. I'm not completely awake.
Hey, when people, I don't like to tell people I'm sick because other people's sick is like so different than my sick.
Oh yeah, it's way worse. And I don't want to be around it.
What, other people's sickness?
Yeah, never.
Yeah, then you would hate me because I don't care.
Get your sickness the fuck away from me.
So I texted the skateboard instructor last night and I said, hey, it's going to be sunny tomorrow. Meet me at the skate park. And he goes, dude, I'm really sick. And I go, do you feel bad? He goes, no. He goes, but I have like all the symptoms and I'm snotty. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. He's all, really? I'm like, dude.
Yeah, give me that cup of coffee. I'll lick the rim right now.
Totally. Like my sickness doesn't affect anything I'll go to the gym and blow snot rockets. Like, I don't care. I'll touch anything. You guys are all pussies.
You're an asshole.
No, listen, you guys don't get it.
I get it. You're an asshole.
I don't put shopping carts away. I go out when I'm sick and I park in the handicap spots and I don't give a fuck. Now listen, you fought for my freedom and I'm going to fucking take advantage of it. My kids' jiu-jitsu instructors, I don't know if I'm using this word right, but I think I'm cool when I use it. They are vectors for sickness.
Yeah.
All the sickness comes to them and then it all goes out every day. And I'm like, yeah, fuck.
All those every one of those little guys are just fucking little germs, little balls of germs.
Bring it. Just bring it.
Yeah.
I don't.
If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel, man. I mean, if you want to be that guy.
Yeah, David, you're a pussy. Real men never get sick. That must be directed at Josh.
I don't get sick.
Andrew Hiller already taking quotes. You fought for my freedom. I'm going to take advantage of it.
Of course.
Look at this shirt.
Dear Bill and Katie. Is that one of yours?
Yeah, we don't sell it. It's custom. It's a custom Dear Bill and Katie.
Okay. Why do you say that a lot?
Yeah, just occasionally it comes up. Like if I need a piece of equipment or if I see something on their site I like, I open with I don't know what this word means either, but I'll just say it. A soliloquy.
I love when I see the bat symbols on any of my shit. I love it.
People calling because
it's funny because like people think I give a fuck. It's like, hey, oh, call the bat boy. Yeah, give him a call.
There's no way Hiller comes over and talks shit to you. He's I don't think Hiller's scared of anyone, but he's definitely scared of you.
I love it when you
he's definitely scared of you.
I love it when you're trying to get him on here. I know what you're doing. I got one because I got like 190 reps on the burpee shuttle run thing. And like even my manager was like, I'm gonna have to fucking see video of this. And I'm like, why would I fucking lie? I'm not even doing the open. I could give two fucks.
It was impressive.
Thank you. I had to do a sidestep every back and forth.
What do you mean?
I had to go through a door.
Oh.
Like
for the 25 feet?
For the 25 feet, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And no one has ever seen Hiller and Bridges in the same place.
Never. Could be the same person. We could be the same one.
Totally.
This is completely fake. This shit is just fake. I just glue it on.
I was I should show you something someone said to me. Should we start hot? Do we start hot?
Fuck yeah, let's send it. Who for the open workouts, who did Hiller go after? Anybody good?
Just after CrossFit. I don't know if you're watching the leaderboard, but it's just a mess. The leaderboard basically just doesn't matter at all. Whether it comes to the terms of people validating the scores, people sending in fake videos, the names are fake. I mean, he's on the leaderboard and he's juiced up and he's in the quarterfinals and he openly takes steroids. It's the whole,
and he's not on the out of season protocol testing.
But no, probably not. I don't know. But just in so many ways, it's just a fucking mess, Josh. And like, I don't know if you saw, but like if you take all of Rich's open scores and add them up, he did worse this year than all of those scores put together. And basically, and you can find that in a lot of places. And basically people are saying like, yeah, you change the test so fucking much that it really doesn't test your fitness relative to previous years. Like the whole communal aspect of it's gone. Like you would hope that every year you take the open, that you get a little bit better, a little bit worse, or you can be like, yeah, I did worse this year because my mom died, my dog died, my wife left me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but you can't do that this year. There's dudes who are the fittest they've ever been and they took 10,000 places lower just because of the choice of the programming. And it's just a fucking mess. So I wouldn't say he went after anyone specific, but there's a crew of people who are pretty frustrated.
I mean, I get it, man. It was weird. I mean, I kind of actually, this was the first year I actually kind of.
Careful, you're Mr. CrossFit.
No, I haven't paid attention since that drastically since like 2020 because of knowing that I wasn't going to do it. I can't do certain movements anymore. And so I can lose interest if I'm not able to compete in it. And this year I was like, you know what? I love CrossFit. I love the ideology behind CrossFit. I love what it stands for. I love what it's created. I don't think that there's a better fitness regimen out there in the world than CrossFit. So I'm not quite on the teat like you are, you know, because you still love like the corporation of CrossFit. I just love the ideology behind it. But
that was very classy the way you said that.
But yeah, so this year I kind of pay attention, and the open it was just, I don't know, the workouts were interesting. I guess is the only way to put it. Yeah, and I didn't even realize it was only 3 weeks too, and then the quarterfinals. I mean, yeah, just it didn't seem like it was for 3 workouts. I think I could have put together 3 better workouts, but that's easy to do, right? I'm armchair quarterback, but I don't know.
Let me show you this real quick. Someone. Oh, nope, not that. Don't share your email, Sevan. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Share screen. Window. Oh, here we go. Someone made this for me.
Jesus.
That's my face on Danny Spiegel's body. Hold on, let me see if you guys saw anything from my no, you guys didn't see anything in my emails. Screenshot away. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Pretty good, right? Hey, it's not like Adrian's not capable.
You know Adrian better than I do. I don't know. I mean, I know him.
Oh yeah, you and Adrian have had some hiccups.
I don't want to say we had any hiccups. I didn't think he was the best head judge. I thought that he. I think I don't know. I'm trying to put this like correct. You know, like I don't dislike Adrian. I thought when it came to being a judge, he was solely focused on hoping that his judges were always correct all the time, instead of being like, hey, I just want the right outcome to have happened. And that's what really got under my skin, where it doesn't matter if it was on the athlete or the judge, as long as the right call is made, that's all I cared about. And he didn't care about that. He cared about his judges always having the right, like basically 100% authority, which is so insane to me because that's the only sport you'll ever see that, right? That's why there are instant replays in other sports and things like that. And so,
you mean a loyalty to the judge instead of to the truth?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and a judge should only be looking for the right answer, not who has the right answer.
Fair. There is a I feel like there was something interesting that happened at the games last year that I don't ever remember happening at the games. They had a sandbag lift, right? Do you remember that thing?
Last year, the one where they went up the Capitol. The Capital one?
No. They were in
no, the one rep max. The one rep max. Yes.
That one that Danny Spiegel did 250. That insane lift, right? And
Yes.
Guy and I don't know if it was Medeiros or someone did a crazy lift.
No, it was Guy and Brent Pakowski and
Adler.
No, the Matthew.
Oh yeah, Nick Matthews.
Nick Matthews. Yeah.
Okay. Matthew Nichols is good though too. I like that. Nick Matthews is the guy who wears the half shirt. Matthew Nichols is the guy who wears the full shirt. God, you must hate the half shirt.
I don't hate it. I like that dude. I think Nick Matthews is a fucking stud.
Oh, I hate that shirt.
He's so unassuming. Whatever, man. Like
I don't understand you. You've you've fallen in love. Your kids are getting older. You're in Denver. You're a fucking mess. You're a shell of the man you used to be.
You just want me to talk shit. That's all. No, man. I like Nick Matthews. He's a stud, man. That dude he's legit. I mean, because he's so unassuming. Did you think he was going to pick up a 350-pound?
No.
Walking next to that guy? No. He got alligator arms like me.
Not only that, but I was surprised he made it to the games, and I wasn't thinking he was going to do shit there. I thought it was like an accident, and then he went there and fucking kicked ass.
Yeah. What? And because he was a step in, right? From one of the events.
Something like that. Like someone tested positive or broke their leg or something.
Yeah, and he stepped up, or he was like the next guy in line.
Crop top is gay as fuck.
Cool.
But if he's gay, then it's perfect. So what they had for the sandbag, Josh, is that there was no definitive number of lifts. Isn't that weird for a competition? And I thought, that is kind of Adrian's stamp on it, because he is kind of like that. Like, well, you know what I mean? Isn't that weird for a competition? You were allowed to lift as many times as you wanted.
In the 30 seconds, you mean?
No, there was no time, dude.
There was no time?
There was no time. It was a soft time.
Oh.
It was like, hey, if you feel like you got another lift and you lift. And so he's blurring that line between these strict rules and that you would see from someone like Dave versus like, hey, the spirit of the competition is now we're leading more that way. And you can see it in everything.
Yeah, and I get it. Like that is a weird, odd object. And it did take some people like having that no time domain probably helped the show a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah. I think I would have had a time domain in there and been like, listen, like you only get 2 attempts or 1 attempt, or if it's not going to be a time domain, it's going to be an attempt number.
Yeah.
I just thought the games this year had too many little like tricks, I guess is the only way to really put it. And if you figured out the trick, a lot of times you did better in the workout. And I don't think that's what the CrossFit Games is about. It's about finding the fittest human beings on earth. I don't think doing a fucking jump rope where you switch your arms back and forth has anything to do with being athletic. Right. And that's who did well in the workout. If you figured out how to switch your arms back and forth on a jump rope, I think that is a little silly in my eyes. I think you could figure out a better way to put jump roping into a workout if that's what you want to do. So I don't know. Yeah, I had a hard time with some of the workouts this year. I just thought that there was too many. Like I'm okay with having 1 or 2 of those. Hey, you got to figure it out too. You got to show that you're able to adapt, but it shouldn't be in. I felt like there's just too many of them this year.
There were definitely a lot of new things introduced. Mike McCaskey, I thought Sevan took offense to calling things gay. Listen, if you're calling Nick Matthews gay because you think that shirt is a courtship tool for to court other men, then it's the proper use of the word gay. If you just don't like the rims on someone's car and you call them gay, then what you're insinuating is that hooking up with other men is bad. And that's the part I don't like. Like, just use the word right. But do I think a crop top is a way of courting when a man wears that, that's a way of courting other men to slam you in the ass? I do. So I think then it's used properly. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's just my, it's just my.
I'll tell you what, Sevan, how old are you?
50.
Dude, that hairline is looking good, bro.
I'm going to be 51 here in a few days.
I'm proud of you with that hairline.
Thank you. It comes with other hair.
I could see that.
Dude, my kids the other day, I was walking around the house with my shirt off. They're like, can we shave your back? One of my kids in particular, I'm like, yeah, go for it.
Oh man. Did you let him
Two
go?
6-year-old, yeah, 2 6-year-olds with like a Philips One electric razor just for fucking 20 minutes, just laughing their ass off.
How proud would you?
Go ahead.
How proud would you be if you would have like walked over to the mirror and like to look back to see what they did and they fucking shaved a dick and balls into your back?
I would have been so proud.
So proud. So proud.
Anything. If shaved the word bitch on my back, I'd have been so proud.
Yeah.
Drew Sasquatch with my hair.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I had him shave me on my bed. Mm-hmm. And then my wife's like, I'm like, hey, the boys shaved my back. It was ridiculous. And she goes, oh, where? And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, nailed it.
And I'm like, on the bed. She's like, what'd you do with the hair? But I just like swept it off on the floor. Like a scumbag.
I love it.
That didn't go over well. Did you watch the Chris Rock special?
No.
There's something in there. There's two things that made me topics I wanted to bring up with you.
What was where was it on?
Netflix. It's good. It's worth watching.
Okay.
It's worth watching. It's new.
Yeah, okay.
One of the things he says in there, Josh, is that where people want attention, right? And I started thinking of these two ideas of like getting attention. Attention for attention's sake, and then attention for like, doing shit. And like attention for attention's sake is something that I avoid for like the plague. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go out and anyone to stare at me unless like I'm juggling 6 balls. You know what I mean? Or
yeah, you are.
Like I want to control the attention I get. I want to perform. I want to be a monkey, performing monkey. Okay. I don't want attention for fucking attention's sake. Yeah. Right. Right. And so the 4 ways he talks about getting attention, which I thought was fascinating, was in this order. He said them: show your ass. Mm-hmm. Right. And so we're seeing that, right? Yeah. And we're seeing that, especially around a lot of the female athletes, like they're kind of like torn between showing their ass and not, but we'll get to some of the other two. The other one is infamy. And that's a tough one to have attention for. That's like what happened to Paris Hilton, right? And the Kardashians, the sex tape comes out. Mm-hmm. So then now you're infamous, right? Or like, the shooting up a school. Right. So you have show your ass, you have infamy, you have 3, be the best in the world at something, right? That's Serena Williams. Yep. Right. Just fucking
interesting person. Are you just picking women right now?
No, not on purpose, but okay. Let me think of a dude who's
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah, there you go.
Dustin Hoffman, right? I'm trying to think of. Do we have
Dustin Hoffman?
I know, an actor. You know what I mean? Is there anyone who's like someone who's contributed something just insanely to society? Brian Shantosh.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, Tosh.
Got
to hang out with him the other day.
He hasn't shown his ass, but he's done some stuff to become infamous, and he's done some stuff that's to make himself super talented. Right. At what he does. And then what was the 4th one? Maybe someone show your ass, infamy, play the victim.
Victim. There we go.
That's the victim.
That's a big one these days. That's like a badge of honor. People want to be victims.
So like Jesse Juicy Smollett. Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
do you remember him?
I heard that. I read the story how he wanted to be the face of what was it?
Maybe gay men?
No, like basic
racism?
Maybe racism. It was something like that. Yeah, he wanted to be the face of it.
He hired 2 black dudes at 1 a.m. to like foreign black dudes, like from Africa.
Right.
To put a noose around him, call him a faggot, but then the whole thing ended up being a setup because he wanted attention for victim. So
what do you think is the worst one? Or sorry, go ahead. Let me let you.
No, go ahead. We can take it. But I was going to talk to you about. This eventually will get to our boys. Yeah. Like, what are we gonna like? But we'll get there in a second. I really, when I started thinking about this, when I heard it, I immediately thought of Danny Spiegel. She shows her ass. She plays the victim, and she's crazy talented. I don't know if you've seen this new tier campaign, but it's all about just playing the victim. It's kind of fun, but they couch it in terms of women empowerment. But I was thinking if she released a sex tape, she would have all 4.
She plays the victim.
Danny, I think so. Yeah. There's this she has this whole video out. I mean, I can give you a million examples, but she has this whole video out where she says, don't judge a woman for her body, judge what the body can do. And it's like, I'll judge it for fucking both. What's this? You have this thing against beautiful bodies. And ever since I've been a girl, I've been told what to eat, how to talk, how to act, how to behave. And it's like, so have all the boys. Like, yeah. But it's couching it in this, it's like, it's putting women in this like victim role. It's like, dude, we're so far beyond that. It's just fucking people here. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think right now in society, being a victim is a badge of honor, right? I mean, if you look at the BLM, if you look at, there's so many different, everyone wants to be a victim, right? And it's just, it's absolutely insane to me why anybody would ever want to be a victim instead of just like taking a hold of your life and going after whatever you want and stop pointing the finger outwards and pointing it inward, like backward.
especially amazing people like her. Like she is fucking amazing. Yeah, her body's insane, how it looks, how it functions, her smiles, her presence, her posture, her demeanor. Why not make a 3-minute video just telling us how great you are and how you got there?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me, right? Instead of being, I'm not where I am because of whatever reason that you want to pick and choose from. Yeah. You know, why not go after, hey, like, look where I am. Look, this is how I got here. I agree, man. I think it's weird. I think it's insane. I have no idea. Like, everyone could pick something and point the finger out and see, like, this is where I'm at because of this, and not point it back at yourself and say, this is where I'm at because of me, because of some choice that I made in some aspect of my life. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
There was I don't want to name names, but during your reign in CrossFit, there were other small athletes who used the small card, and you never used the small card.
They
leaned on it. They lived on it.
Yeah, they wanted
their excuse.
Right. Is their excuse. Yeah. I remember
it was their shirt.
I mean, Dave would come to me and he would look at me and he'd be like, oh, some athletes are bitching because either the weights were too heavy or the box was too whatever excuse that a short person can make.
Yeah.
We're fucking CrossFit, like, at its core, man. If there is some advantage to being short in this sport. And I would look at him and be like, fucking make them heavier, make the boxes higher. I don't fucking care. I want to beat people at what they don't ever assume me to be good at. So I don't know. I've used it to fuel instead of actually using it as a fucking crutch ever. Right. Like, no one's ever going to fucking not want me on their team because I'm short. You know, like, everything that was always since I was a little kid, man. I just remember always thinking, like, no, these fucking big dudes aren't going to be better than me because they're tall. Fuck that.
Let me show you this to say something crazy positive about the CrossFit Games too. Look at this leaderboard here. You got the medium-sized dude Jeffrey Adler in first place. You got the giant dude Tola, and then you got the fucking midget Colton Mertens. That's some impressive shit. That's an impressive list of dudes.
Yeah, it is.
Look, you got a black dude, you got a Jew, and you got a Canadian. I mean, they got all the diversity here.
French Canadian too. Who would have thought?
Right. All you need is a woman in here, and we're set.
Oh, I got Sam down there. Cornvaye.
Look at. I mean, you got the juiced up dude. Ricky got in there.
Has he come on the show yet? Told you how gotten any tips from Hiller?
No, he needs to. I love. Have you met Ricky?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's great.
I mean, I competed against him.
Yeah, he's been on here a couple times. I got to have him on here more. I don't understand why Ricky goes on any other shows. He comes on this show, I fucking like make him look like a king. Just softball questions, beautiful, love on him. I make him seem like an intellectual giant, and then he goes on these other shows and he just comes across like an alligator. It's like,
what shows is he on?
I don't know. I'm not saying.
You don't want to talk about him? Oh, that's weird. I like how you put my picture up on the whatever Instagram or whatever the fuck you put it up on, and it's got Paper Street Coffee as I'm holding my Good Dudes cup.
I took it off. I just said I changed the title to The Last Good Dude.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't. Sometimes I don't come up with these titles. Wad Zombie. It's just how Danny copes with her white privilege. I understand. I understand.
Oh God.
Trish, Josh, I need a model for my senior citizen art class. Will you be my model? My husband Ron will be your fluffer. Let's make you infamous. $4.99.
$5. I'm in. Fuck.
Del Vasseur. Good morning, dudes. Good morning. Josh, so this takes me to our kids, which I was thinking we should be giving them tools that are lifelong tools, right? That kind of won't erode. And sometimes I think all this physical shit is like that shit erodes, right?
No.
I mean, there's value. No. Like maybe there should be a more premium on playing the flute and speaking Spanish
and working out
than working out.
No.
Yeah. No?
Working out is your health, man. Like I think that you should be a well-rounded person. So I don't think playing an instrument is a bad thing, but I don't think you should ever neglect your health. And I think that working out is so good for you. I think that we have to emphasize more on working out. It doesn't have to be high intensity as CrossFit, but I think moving, like I don't think we should ever neglect that. Could you imagine if you didn't work out or didn't do things, the limited amount of shit you could be able to do around your house by yourself?
Like, give me an example. Like, take the ladder out, put it up, and climb.
Yeah, fucking move a chair. Like, move like a bigger chair. Like not like a kitchen table chair, but like move a chair. Like yesterday, I had to fucking move I got like a storage kettlebell and dumbbell rack in my garage. The fucking thing weighed 100 pounds and it was awkward, right? I had to pick it up by myself and move it. But like, if I didn't work out or didn't have physical strength, like it would have sat there all day until I had a buddy be able to come over and pick it up with me. Like, I don't know, man. I think that I think we should put more emphasis on working out. I think it should be a fucking mandatory thing that every person has to do every day.
And what's funny is we take that shit for granted. I was actually looking at a picture the other day. It was last night of me walking around with my wife on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I bet you so many fucking people can't do that.
No.
Can't put their fucking wife on their shoulders and walk around.
Right. I agree. It's crazy, man.
I just been thinking, man, I need to make sure I give them skills outside of, jiu-jitsu, tennis, and the skateboarding. Like I need to really, and they play the piano a lot. But I was like, man, I need to make sure that they have a insane grasp on grammar and math in those same ways, because those are tools regardless of your situation, your physical situation or your age or your sickness or whatever. They're still usable.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that only being physically fit is the only thing you should teach your children. I think try to make them good humans.
Well, that too.
Right?
Are your kids good kids?
They're great kids. It's like I see other kids, and I'm not like trying to like.
No, tell me.
My kids are the best. They're not, but they're so well mannered. They're so well respected. That like they just like respectful. They're just great kids, man. Like they're my older one is he's 12. He's about to be 13, and he's starting to get that testosterone coming in, and he probably back talks his mom a little more than he talks me, but. He knows dad'll lay the hammer. He knows dad'll lay the hammer down if he needs to. And but they're just great kids, man. They aren't, they aren't disrespectful to their teachers for the most part. Here and there, they'll get a little rowdy, right? As every 12-year-old kid is going to test the waters and see what they can get away with.
Right.
They're just, they're great kids. And like, I don't know, man. I was at a basketball game the other day, and in between halves, it was my son's basketball tournament, and in between halves, right, all the kids are with their coaches. They get their 2 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever, and all these other kids swarm the basketball court and start shooting baskets. Well, you know, they're not a lot of times because they're younger kids, and the refs are like, get off the court, get off the court. And this fucking little punk kid, man, I don't know how old he was, probably 13. He's like, oh, simple please and thank you would be advised. Like, that's what he said back to the adult referee. And it's like, hey, you little shit, why the fuck does he need to say please and thank you to you to tell you not to do something you're not supposed to be doing? You know, like the way you just like smart ass back. Like, I don't know. Like I
in front of everyone, right? Everyone gets to see it.
I looked at him and I was like, who am I? I was just like, who the fuck do you think you are? You're just some little, like, just listen to what he says, you know? Yeah. I don't know. It got under my skin.
Did you see his parents?
No, I didn't. I didn't see his parents. Yeah.
What I notice about kids too is just how disruptive they are. So, you know, I take my kids to a lot of these classes and there's always new kids filtering in and out, right? And there's kids who can sit against the wall and focus. And then there's kids who can't. They can't stop touching other kids. They can't stop talking. They can't stop spinning around. Zero focus. And I'm not talking about just normal kid shit. Mm-hmm. But like they don't have a good, like, you should have a social fear when you walk into a situation. Fear is not the right word. Anxiety, a desire to fit in, like right when you come in. Your goal shouldn't be, you should feel some sort of empathy and understanding for the situation, right? Like, you don't just join a softball team and start pretending like you're the best dude on the team.
Yes.
And it's interesting.
Do you think that what do you think it's from, more so the parenting in the sense of how they allow their kids to speak to them? Or do you think it's nutrition?
Yeah, it's fucking absolutely, it's both. And let me throw this one thing in there. There's a parent, like, for every day for like 2 weeks, brought a puppy into a jiu-jitsu class. And would let the puppy run out onto the mats.
Yeah.
And I you know, part of me, someone was like, well, hey, that's the instructor's fault. But the complete, like, I'm just like, you know, all people do in here all day is roll around in here.
Right.
Hundreds of people. And you let a dog on here that's guaranteed at some point that's going to pee and shit in here. I seriously think that those people are retarded, like, whatever, clinically, like they have a sub, whatever it is, 68 IQ or whatever.
Right.
Like, how do you not understand? It's like there was a black belt at the other gym I used to go to, and he would let his son walk through the gym with an ice cream cone. It's so fucking inappropriate. Like, can't you just see this is not a place for a fucking ice cream cone? And how do you not see that?
Right.
So I don't know if it's nutrition or bad parenting, but I think
it's both. I think it's both. I'm just wondering which is worse, right? Like, I think
if you give your kid a Coke before class, you hate your kid. You got him on caffeine and sugar, you hate your kid.
If you allow your kid to drink soda, you probably hate your kid. I don't think
don't worry, everyone else hates them too, by the way.
I'll let my kids drink Sprite every blue moon, and, like, you know, my kids know how much I hate McDonald's and fast food joints, and yeah, here and there I'm not perfect, trust me. Like, right. But man, like, since I've started this carnivore diet, like, I've seen how much it's affected me, my mood, my like taking away my anxiety. That was the craziest thing. I've had anxiety since I was very young, like probably high school or middle school.
Give me an example. What do you mean? Like social settings, public speaking?
Well, public speaking for sure. But no, I would just get anxiety. Like, I would just like feel like I was going to die. Like, I had these like overwhelming like feelings like I was going to die. Like I was having something wrong with me. And I know it was just something that I was eating, right? It was something eating, because the moment I went to like the carnivore where it's fruit, I removed the greens, I removed nuts, I removed, all that crap, all that processed shit. And like, I think I've had anxiety like one time in the past year. And I used to get it pretty regularly.
Like, give me an example. Like, you'd wake up and be like, I don't feel good, I need to go to the doctor.
I would just be like, I think I might die today. Like I would just have this like, I don't know. It was like almost like an electric wire inside of my body, right? I felt like wired, and like I don't know. I just had these like bad feelings. Like, I was like, oh, this isn't good. Like, my body feels weird right now. I feel like something's happening. And I would have it pretty often. And a lot of times it was either
like more than once a week.
Oh yeah. I would say probably 2 to 3 times a week.
Oh, that's stressful as fuck.
Yeah, and I learned to understand what it was, pretty young. I'd be like, okay, I'm just having this anxiety. I'm not really dying. But off the bat, that's where my head went. And once I just like went to this style of eating, I've also like the
What
other
about
thing.
caffeine, dude? I had
Caffeine.
Jorge. Do you know who Jorge Fernandez is?
The name sounds familiar, but I can't.
He's an
him.
Invictus dude. Cool as shit. You would.
Oh,
you guys,
yeah. I know
You
he's
guys would
the
really
athlete.
like each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I knew he sounded familiar.
He quit caffeine because that shit fucking said he gave him anxiety. Just quit. No caffeine for him.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it for sure. I get my caffeine done by 9:30 to now. I have 1 cup, and then I'll have an espresso after breakfast, and then that's it. And I'm done with caffeine by like 9:30.
That's impressive. You don't do pre-workout?
I've never done pre-workout ever.
No shit.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
You just go out to workout, just raw dog, just
Raw
glass of water, maybe some electrolytes.
Yeah, I do some electrolytes. Yep. Yeah. But
Yeah,
I've never done pre-workout ever. Maybe I took something in high school like once because like somebody else I was with had it, but I never was like, oh, I like this. So yeah, always caffeine, just coffee or two. I mean, when I was training heavy, I would do a coffee at like 2:00 in the afternoon, and I knew that was fucking with my sleep, but I didn't care. I needed it to work out again.
Yeah, it totally fucks with your sleep. Hey, so going back, so you think you got on the carnivore and now you're not going to die?
Now I don't think I'm going to die very often.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, it's crazy, man. And I've gotten fever blisters, like on lips or whatever, like since I was a kid. And like, I mean,
I'd never seen you with those. You get them on the inside?
No, I'd get them on the outside. To be honest, I remember having a lot at the games. I mean, I remember 16, I had one. Like going there because you just stress, right? Like stress.
Oh, right. Like shingles or like that shit, just some stress related.
Yeah, but then but I would get them every month or two, right? I'd get one, and since carnivore, same thing, man. Haven't gotten one. It's been over a year. I think I started going pretty strict. December it was like right after we had Paul Saladino on the podcast.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it's been.
You talked to any other carnivore guys besides him?
No.
Since then?
Mm-mm.
Are you in touch with him?
Here and there, I'll text with him, but not very often. He's so big now, he's too big for me.
He's definitely not too big for you. How badly did you think Matt seeked out Nunes to train him? Is he? I thought she's just jumping on the HWPO. Is she part of the HWPO program now? Do you know?
I'm assuming that might be what you're talking. Yeah, that might be the right.
I saw a video. I didn't watch the whole thing. He's at her facility. I didn't get to the end where it shows them rolling, but all I heard was that. By the way, she looks fucking amazing in that video. She looks fucking great.
Nunez?
Yeah, fuck, she looks amazing.
Does she have a fight coming up?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think she has to. She rematched and got the belt back, right? Is she the champ?
Yeah, she is a champ. Yeah, she's a champ. Yeah, she took it back from who was it?
Pena?
Yeah, Pena.
So, but then I heard that how I think Matt has like a like different verticals now. Like if you want to do CrossFit and
golf,
you hang out with Scott Stalling, and I think it's if you want to do CrossFit and fight, you're gonna do Nunes. I don't know for sure.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry. I wish I could give you your 5. No, I don't. I don't wish I could. Jeremy World, mandate fitness. It enhances everything else you do. Fair enough.
Fact.
See if I missed anyone down here.
I don't. I see a question over there. Josh, do you ever need to add oatmeal or any extra carbs? What I do, I still eat sweet potatoes. That's the only sweet potatoes with butter. And man, stop cooking with the oils, right? Like I don't cook with any oils. I cook with butter and tallow, and that's it.
Hey, what kind of butter do you cook with?
The grass-fed.
Yeah. Is it in a tub or is it the block sticks?
Sticks.
Sticks.
Yeah.
My wife just switched to something in a tub. Something in the sticks freaked her out. I'll find out and ask her and tell
Oh
her.
yeah. Send it to me. Let me hear it.
So no greens or fruits at all?
I eat fruits. No, I eat fruit. I don't eat greens. So I do like what Paul does, where it's like meat, all red meat. I don't eat chicken. I rarely eat fish, only if it's wild caught, typically, even though wild caught tastes so much worse than the farm shit, salmon. But I only eat that maybe once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then it's always just red meat, and then fruit. And so I have a lot of fruit and honey and eggs.
Bruce, something happened with the ghee. I gotta ask maybe I can call my wife and ask her. Something happened with the ghee and we just stopped using ghee around the house. I don't know what, but she read something and ghee's gone.
Yeah, I have ghee. We have ghee in the house, but I don't ever use it. I use butter or tallow.
Josh, how hard was the transition to carnivore, David Attaway? And did you go cold turkey?
I thought it was easy as shit, to be honest, because it's like, if you listen to the diet, right? It is everything I love. I love red meat. I love fruit. I love honey, raw honey. I love eggs. I love butter. Like, all I really had to cut out was like the sugar, right? That was like the hardest part, like not eating cookies and shit. But other than that, like, I only ate vegetables because I thought they were healthy for me.
When's the last time you had a Snicker bar?
Oh, fuck. Probably a few years. Dude, I lived on Snicker bars when I was in Buds. When I was
shit.
I would go to Costco and buy the 48 pack or 50 pack of Snicker bars. I'd throw them in the freezer, and every day I'd leave for training and I would literally throw 3 in my pocket. And I'd eat. So
Brooke Wells is onto something.
Oh, she eats Snicker bars?
She's sponsored by him.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're good. I don't think they're good for you in any way or shape or form. But like when I was there, I mean, it was like, I loved it too. And every time I opened one, I was like, oh, it's good.
Would you ever eat 2 in a day?
I would eat 3 or 4 in a day.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. I mean, and then like, but man, like when you get a little older, right? Brooke's still pretty young. How old is she? Like she's in her mid 20s.
17?
Probably like 28. 27.
Yeah.
Like, man, like I didn't start feeling any of that shit until I was like 34, 35, 36. And then all that shit starts coming back.
Dude, I just fucking had to extend my belt recently to a fucking another hole.
That's it. That's probably the booze there, pal. You booze, you lose.
Maybe. I'm not even eating that much. I don't even eat that much.
Yeah.
Just fitty. It's just fitty. Body composition. It must be all the deadlifts. Yeah,
could be.
I cut out bread and pasta and went from 205 to 185.
Rice is not a good carb, and neither are any of those veggies. Except
I started feeling run
sweet
down.
Potatoes.
Oh, why not rice? That's gonna break people's heart.
Well, isn't rice covered in fucking like what they spray on it? Right, is not good for you.
All right. So sweet potatoes. You have a vegetable brush? Do you have like one of those brushes that you a vegetable brush?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, well, let's look it up. You need a vegetable brush.
Yeah.
Let me look it up for you. Vegetable brush natural. We need a natural one. Use a vegetable brush. And I'm kind of proud that I use oh, this is exactly the one I have, the red pecker. Here we go. Coconut fiber vegetable cleaning brush. Oh, I'm so glad I can add value to your life. You've added so much value to my life, Josh. So basically, I've been using this thing for years. So anything I'm going to eat.
That looks like the old toilet brush thing, just without the handle.
Totally. I agree. And I basically, anything that I'm going to put in my mouth that comes from the fridge, I basically I rub that on it first. And I've been doing that for years. And one of the reasons recently, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I've been doing that. And I don't know if this is true, but there's a video going around on Instagram where it shows a guy showing that you can't get chemicals that are sprayed onto fruits and vegetables off just by washing them.
I can see that.
Because the pH of the water that comes out of our tap doesn't make those chemicals water soluble.
Yeah.
And so he basically shows you washing a fruit in one kind of pH water and then another kind of pH water. And then you look at the fallout. And one of them is fucking a different color because it got all the chemicals off. So, but I bet you this brush does it. This brush is badass.
Yeah, it's interesting. I Most of the most of the fruits that I eat. So I do eat blueberries, right?
Oh yeah,
Which that would be, something that where you eat the skin, but like I peel an
my
orange.
wife crushes those.
I eat oranges, I eat bananas, I eat pineapple.
You get a whole $5.99 basket at one sitting of blueberries, $6.99 organic basket.
Easily,
Easy.
easily.
You ever go too? You ever feel bad? You're like, I just ate $12 worth of berries.
Dude, it's not like eating carnivore isn't the cheapest diet, man. Like, I mean, meat right now is insane. I mean, and I eat 2 pounds of meat every day, minimum, like 2 pounds. Like
God, you're a savage.
I eat a pound at lunch and a pound at dinner. Thank God I got to kill a bison, and I had 400 pounds of meat. So
200 days of food.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
My math skills, sick.
That was so quick, man.
Sick.
That was you nailed it.
So yeah, before I read what this guy wrote, you have to understand. Do you know who this is? This guy?
Yeah, I know Jim is.
Okay.
I talk to him all the time.
Okay, not a normal workout.
He's doing the hero workout every day for 365 days after he did Murph for 365 days straight. Yeah, great dude.
And nutty Murphs, weird Murphs. Yeah. Hey, okay. Do you feel like there's a limit and still doing the main site? Do you feel like there's a limit to the time domain you can train before lack of carbs becomes an issue? Have you noticed power output decrease?
I noticed at first I had to adjust, and I had to really up my fruit, or I would crash a little bit. Yeah, and I definitely wouldn't feel as strong. But
do you blend anything, Josh? Do you blend in?
No, I don't do the frozen fruit. I've thought about it. I just haven't done it yet. I haven't pulled the trigger on it. I just do everything's fresh right now.
Milk, but what about milk?
I don't do milk. I tried to do the raw dairy. I tried to do some raw milk. I found a farm out here next to me, and it just still upset my stomach a lot. So I had to stop. And it did take me a little bit to adjust to the diet. I think my body had to realize it. Now, man, I have no issues whatsoever. And I never get tired throughout the day. Like I used to crash so hard after lunch. Now I'm like good to go. Like I have no issues with it. And I'm still training pretty damn hard. Like I do more than most, I would say.
Why? For your mental health?
I just love it. Yeah. I mean, I love it. And right now, I mean, my sole focus, one of my big focuses is my programming, and I'm always testing workouts, trying to figure out, playing with things, because I mean, I have a lot of knowledge from when I competed and when I trained for the military, but man, like I'm still testing what like stimuluses and figuring out, okay, is this movement necessary, or how could I make this better? Like I'm always trying to grow and get better. There it is, baby. Get them programs.
Is this new?
Yeah, it's newer. Well, we changed the website. And so
yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, I know you've been doing programming forever, but I meant
and because we went to the Fitter app, and so now we have an app, and so these are all brought to you on a Fitter app. And so we made the change to the website, because the website used to be where you actually got your programming. Now you order here and then you go through the Fitter app.
This is cool. This is a nice website.
Thanks, man.
Hey, I was actually going to ask you, does any part of you, is there something where you're kind of maybe considering hand holding an athlete through a games experience?
I would think about it. I would definitely.
Do you know what I mean by that, right? Like kind of like what Matt's doing with Mal. Yeah. Would you consider
for sure? I would. I think it'd be cool.
You would do that? Someone lived by you? You would fucking.
I got a fucking apartment above my garage, and
You have time for that? You think to make a beast?
I think so, because
would they hate you?
Yeah. They wouldn't like me at that. I think we'd get along really well. But I think it would be fun, man. I think it would be cool. And I think that
a boy or a girl,
I could care less.
Yeah.
I'd probably, I don't care. I think I could.
What if they do good?
What if
they do good and it becomes a 5-year commitment?
I think I could take someone far, really far. I think that, I don't know. I seeked out recovery really well, right? Like I think that programming does have a big part of it, and it's huge, but I also seeked out recovery, and it was just such a big part of who I was. And I don't think many people do that. And I think that's why you see the fast in and out of CrossFit, right? You see people come, do it for a year or two, and then they're out, right? Because their bodies just get so broken down. And man, like if you really want to be in this game for a long time, you have to seek out the recovery options that we have, or that are out there. And so, yeah, I think that it'd be fun. It'd be a good time.
Do you think that your wife could handle the intimacy that you would have with an athlete, regardless if they're male or female? Just the time, the emotion that you'd be giving to them. You think she'd do good at that?
It's a good question. I don't know. I think she could. I think she'd probably understand. I think that, she understands who I was as an athlete, who I am as a person, right? It'd be a big time commitment. I mean, it'd be a job, right?
It's a legitimate thing, right? Because you see these coaches that have had these fucking intense fucking connections with their fucking athletes. Like you see Max El-Hajj out there with fucking Noah and Travis Mayer, and there's a fucking intense connection. Or Ben Bergeron and Katrin. I mean, they fucking look like a married couple fucking out there when he'd be at the games. The way they'd look at each other. And there's endless examples of that, right?
For sure.
These,
just think of it. You didn't play sports as a kid, right? I mean,
no.
I grew up in like my
hardly. Josh, I never played sports, period.
Yeah. I mean, like I still think like my high school wrestling coach, man, like I love the guy. He was awesome and he meant the world to me. And it wasn't just me and him, it was me and 50 or 60 other people on the wrestling program. But man, like he made it feel like,
you were his son.
Yeah. And it was awesome. And so I can only imagine the level that it gets to when it's just you and one athlete, or you and two athletes, like how intense that, can get. And it's like a father-son scenario.
As crazy as it sounds, and it's easy for me to say this here, if I guess I could just even use this podcast. My commitment to this podcast is, God, this is going to sound so weird. This is not going to come across right.
Send it. Let's get weird. Let's get awkward. Party 2.
My commitment to this podcast is bigger than my commitment to my wife. And because my wife is forever. I would give up this podcast for my wife in a second. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, no question. But like, if my wife was like, hey, I really want to start having breakfast with you, I'd be like, fuck off. At 7 a.m. podcast time. Like nothing can come between me and this podcast. I can't really explain it. And I would feel that way. Like it would be like that, but with my athletes too. And so my wife would have to be so fucking confident in who she is.
Yeah.
And my love for her. But in the moment, it would always look like she played second fiddle. And I would guess like if you have a fucking athlete, it's got to be like that. Because it's their fucking life, and you're telling them like, "Hey, I'm gonna do it for you."
Yeah, exactly. Like it would become a big priority in your life. I think you'd have to separate at some point, to show your wife, right? You would have to put more effort into the relationship afterwards, right? When it became that time,
right?
But yeah, like that is a gnarly, intimate relationship, coach athlete. For sure.
Because and I think it's giving their life. And so if you as a coach, there's a competition there, you're trying to meet that commitment, right?
I mean, think about it with you and your kids, right? Right. Think about how much trust you're putting into every coach that you allow that to be around your son. You know what I mean? Like that's a pretty, like I think about it often, man. I remember every one of my coaches growing up, and they had big parts. Like it was such a big thing at the time of my life, like how important it felt and how I had great coaches, and like some of them were just random guys who, were coaching their kids' baseball team. But man, the way they treated you, the way they talked to you, it shaped me, who I was,
right, Right.
And I think about it now with my kids, and I'm like, man, like and I talk to my kids' coaches. You know, I have conversations with them.
Me too.
I like send them things that I read to help me make me a better parent.
Yes.
Parent/coach, and I'll send stuff to my kids' coaches and be like, "Hey, man, this is no disrespect, and I'm not saying you're a bad coach. I'm just always learning, and I thought this was a cool read, and I want to share this with you."
Right.
You know, and so because it's like how they talk to my sons is going to shape my kids in a certain way.
There was this thing a few months ago that I was like fixated on that I wanted to try to explain to people in my group and on this podcast, that I'm in competition with all of my kids' coaches. And if I'm winning, then I want to get rid of the coach. And I was having trouble explaining what that is. And then finally, this happened to my wife, and this is the perfect example to explain it. We were going somewhere for 10 days. I think we were going out to Arizona to visit Greg for 10 days. And my wife was like, text me. She's like, fuck. She's like, I go, what? And she goes, I'm at tennis with Avi, and I'm scared to tell the coach we're going to be gone for 10 days. I was like, yeah, that means he's winning.
Right.
That's what I want. You should be terrified to tell your coach.
Yeah.
You should feel such a commitment from the coach to your kid that you taking your kid away makes you a jackass. You're taking away your coach's tool to do his craft, right? And it's like, and you should feel weird if you bring your kid late, and you should feel weird if you don't bring your kid appropriately dressed, and you should feel weird if you don't bring your kid warmed up, because that means you feel some obligation to the coach that he set this precedent, that he cares enough about your kids. You want to be the weakest link. If I get there and the coach is fucking 10 minutes late and he's fucking around and he doesn't give me stuff for my kids to do when they go home to work on, fuck you. Like I want the coach to be telling me stuff to do that I'm feeling bad that we didn't work on when I come back to the next class. Like, I want the coach to be winning, because I want them. And so taking that back to what you were saying, you have to match your athlete like that. And if you get some fucking crazy fucking athlete like Matt Fraser, right, that's just 100% in, that's going to be hard to fucking match.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, sorry, honey, I know it's your birthday,
right,
but fucking the games are in 2 weeks. Sorry. I mean, it's like that.
It is.
Right.
It's definitely, it's a
and
commitment.
You can't be crying on your athlete's shoulder. I'm sorry. My wife's really mad at me. Fuck you.
They're not going to care. They don't care about your fucking problems.
Right.
Like, when you're an athlete, in the same way, like when I was a SEAL, when I was an athlete, like everything was about me. Everything was about, how can I be better? How can I do this better? And that was it, man. And it was hard being a dad, you know, because I was a dad the entire time I competed. But when I was in the gym, it was about me, and that was it. And everything else, until I got out of the gym, and then I gave my kids all the attention that they deserved, right? Like everything was about them. It was no longer about me anymore. Yeah, I had to get a little bit of recovery in here and there, but like it was about them. And like that's how it was hard. It was so hard to do that. But I mean, it also it gave me my peace of mind, where I think if I didn't have them, I would have sat and just like thought about what I should be doing. You know what I'm saying? So like I didn't hate it. I actually, it helped me compartmentalize.
A healthy distraction you could also be fully committed to. I mean, obviously you're as committed to your kids as anything.
Yeah, it was I could compartmentalize, right? I was like, okay, when I'm in the training, when I'm in training mode, it's all about training. It's all it's about. And then when I am with my kids, it's all about them. It was, the way I handled it, at least.
Do you see what I'm saying though? Going back to the coaches thing, like that there should be that. It's tying back to what you're saying. Like I'm letting you see my kids. You better bring your fucking A game.
Yeah, 100%. If they're not putting in effort, like, man, I pulled my younger son off a baseball team last year because I went to one of the practices and I was like, my kid deserves better than this, especially for what I was paying for him to be playing on this team. And I was like, this coach is like treating this like it's recess time. Like he was just, I'm like, this isn't recess time. I'm like, you're here to make my son a better athlete and show him how to play the game. Yes, you can make it fun, but you're not showing him how to play the game. You're dilly-dallying and doing some bullshit. And I'm paying a pretty good amount of money. And I was just like, I just like got bad vibes from the guy. So I pulled him off the team.
What did you do? Did you put him on a different team?
I did. I made him golf with me because it was already too late to put him on a like a different baseball team at the time, and so I put him onto a.
Oh, that's awesome. You just took, instead of going baseball practice, you went golfing with them?
Yeah, exactly. So he golfed with
Dude,
me.
that's dope.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool experience for us. So we got, him just because it's normally all three of us, right? Me and both boys. And so it was just me and my little guy. Yeah, and it was good. It was, I got some good quality time with him. And so
Don't be afraid to pull your kids out, people. Seriously. If you see something you don't like, just do it. Just do it. Don't be a pussy either, though. There's also parents who are like, the coach is too hard on my kid.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
Was it? Yeah.
Down.
I actually like
the fuck down.
I like it when the coaches get hard on them because, and I tell my boys every time that they do, I'm like, listen, man, like that means that coach cares. If he didn't care, he wouldn't be hard on you. He would basically probably just ignore you. Right. But if your coach is actually like getting on you, that means he knows that you're capable of more than what you're showing.
Yeah.
And so that's how you have to look at it. Don't take offense to it. Listen to what he's saying.
The coach is picking on my kid too much. Why is the teacher always picking on my kid?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
Matt Burns, Sevy, ask him if he would do carnivore. That's him, Josh Bridges. If he would do carnivore if he was still competing.
I would eat more fruit and more sweet potatoes, but I think I would stick to eating more red meat. I wouldn't eat vegetables. Yeah, pretty much. I would just have to eat.
What about the Snicker bars? If you could go back in time, would you still eat those?
No.
Seriously?
Mm-mm.
Wow, I'm surprised you said. I thought you'd be like, "Fuck yeah, Sevan, don't be a bitch."
I don't know, man. I look at it. I know I grew up eating shit, right?
Like, I'm pleasantly surprised though that you're saying this.
I look back and I don't know if I'd eat I would just have to eat more. I would have to eat a lot more, but I think I would, man. I really do. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I have less inflammation in my body. I feel better. I'm recovering still well at almost 40 years old. I'm like, man, I don't know why I would go back and put the nuts and the fucking vegetables back in. Like had something to effect of obviously the anxiety and the fever blisters and things like that. And like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't think it was the right thing.
I wonder if then you'd have to blend more food too. Like if you had to eat more, you would just be fucking eating more powders, more blended, just trying to drink your food down if you needed more calories.
Yeah. I mean, and adding more meat, like I probably would have to eat a little more protein.
A third pound? Like a third pound. What do you mean a little more? You'd have to eat a third fucking pound.
Yeah, probably a third pound. You're right. Yeah, probably have to eat 3 pounds. and up my eggs. It would be an expensive diet. I'm telling you.
If you go to a fast food place, what do you get? Do you just get if you have to stop at a Burger King or a McDonald's? What do you eat?
I don't.
You just don't.
I would rather not eat.
You'd rather just not.
Yeah. Like I'm not like crazy about I'm not like I'll still eat pizza here with my boys here and there, but I just don't eat like a whole pizza like I used to, right? And I also used to eat pizza like twice a week or once or twice a week, like
now it's like a treat.
Yeah, now it's like okay, here and there I'll have some pizza with the kids because I'm like I'm gonna make them eat healthy so that down the road when I'm not the one making the decision on what they're eating, that they have that like built into them. Like, hey, like I'm trying to instill it into them like, hey, at some point in your life, like you're going to get to choose what you eat. And yes, when you're young, it's going to be hard not to eat like an asshole because I did when I was 20, when I was like right out of the house, like I ate like an asshole because it was like, hey, it's my choice now. It's my decision. And it's what I'm going to eat. And then I got fat and then I got like unhealthy. And then
How old were you?
Early 20s.
Yeah.
And then right before I joined the military is when I was like, okay, I need to stop eating like an asshole all the time. Like I have to actually make the right decisions here just because I'll feel better. And at the time, I thought vegetables were vegetables, chicken. I wasn't eating as much red meat and stuff like that. But like I started to make the decision in my head, like I want to feel better. And what I'm eating is going to affect that. And so I just want my kids to be able to like, know, like, hey, like McDonald's isn't the answer. Fast food isn't the answer, right? Like Pop-Tarts aren't the answer. Yeah, they taste good, but man, like the long game, these aren't the play.
Do you feed your kids vegetables?
No.
You know what I've been doing is I go to the I've been going to the grocery store and I get like just like they have like the fruit. It's like a sliced pineapple for $6.99, and then you buy 2 and you get the third one free. So you can buy pineapple, cantaloupe, and watermelon.
Yeah.
And then I buy him a fucking bag of. Do you give him nuts? I buy my kid a bag of nuts, like bag of pistachios or a bag of macadamia nuts. No, you just buy him the fruit.
Fruit. They can
no
eat,
nuts for them either.
They can eat all the fruit they want. No nuts.
What about peanut butter? Do you let your kids have peanut butter?
Nope.
I know.
No, that's not true. I will.
How about almond butter?
No, almonds worse. Almonds are worse than peanut butter.
Really?
I think almonds are this. Yeah. They have way too many oxalates. I don't think almonds are good for you at all.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
I stopped doing almonds before I went carnivore.
And tell me. So you do, but do you wish that in a perfect world would you not give them peanut butter?
I don't do it too often. Dude, my kids. You want to know what my kids eat for fucking lunch? They go to a public school. They don't eat. They're not homeschooled or anything like that. I make them a fucking 100% grass-fed sirloin steak for lunch every fucking day.
Wow. Yeah. And you sent it to school with them?
I sent it to school. I got these little hydro flasks that keep it warm.
What's it called? Let me. What's it called?
It's like a little Yeti. It's like a canister, like a small Yeti that you put fucking.
I'm gonna type in steak Yeti.
It's like yeah.
What is it? Is it glass?
No, it's like a Yeti. It's just smaller. It's probably about like that.
Oh.
And then it keeps it warm.
So you put the steak in a coffee cup.
Yeah. It keeps it hot.
Wow.
It's like a thermos.
Wow.
It's not the easiest thing and it's not the cheapest thing, but I'm like, fuck, man, I grew up on SpaghettiOs. Like my kids know what kind of steak they like. They're like, oh, I like bone and ribeye. I'm like, no shit, kid. Every fucking kid does. Everybody does. But like, I grew up eating like the what my favorite fucking meat was, the meat that came in SpaghettiOs. The meatballs, right. SpaghettiOs with meatballs.
Yeah, those are great.
They were amazing. But yeah, like I'm like, I have such a hard time knowing how shitty some of that stuff is and giving it to my kids now. Now that I know, how bad it is, I'm like, fuck, I just have such a hard time giving it to them.
God, you're a better dude than I thought you were. I knew you were a good dude. This is crazy shit. Yeah. This is crazy shit.
I mean, but to be honest, so I find these sirloin steaks for they're like $8 and it's almost a pound of meat and I give them each of them half of it. So they get about half a pound of, and it's like $5. I'm like,
how do you cook it?
I just pan sear it every morning. I pan sear it in the morning, then pan sear it and then put it in the oven for a couple minutes.
What do they have for breakfast?
Eggs. They hate them. And my older son hates eggs. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, if you give me a better alternative of what I can make you that's not cereal or pancakes, I'll fucking cook it for you. But eggs are a superfood, buddy.
How about oatmeal?
No.
So just eggs.
Just eggs. They get eggs and fruit.
Yeah,
they get eggs and fruit. Little honey.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna go out and buy like 50 steaks.
Yeah, they're not they're not
that. Tell my wife, make the kids eat all these.
I'm like, a $5 lunch. Like, really? Like, I can't complain about that. I'm like, that's not bad, right?
Josh, have you noticed that your diet is boring? I find that when I'm full carnivore, I have a low appetite and less interest in food.
That's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, man, you can't have a fucking relationship with food. Food is not to have a relationship with. Food is for a fucking fuel. And that's what I tell my boys. I'm like, food is your fuel. You put it into your body so that your body can work. And that is it. If you start to build these relationships with certain types of food, like that's when you go down. Like, I gotta have this cookie. I gotta have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now. Oh man, that sounds so good. I'm like, I could give a shit less what I'm putting in my body, as long as it makes my body perform how I want it to perform.
I heard this guy say the other day, he said, you should just find your fucking diet and eat it and stop fucking thinking about food. It's a waste of fucking emotional and intellectual decision making, and it's fucking ruining your life. And I was like, wow, I like that. I like that description of it, because I just like to be freed up of doing shit. I don't want to be doing shit.
Yeah. I agree.
So I can do my own shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like deciding what I fucking eat every day.
Yeah.
He's like, just find your shit and do it. Like, stop like making decisions.
I've been so like, since
hate decisions.
I agree, man.
I was saying only confused people make decisions.
You know what's funny is there was a podcast I listened to years ago.
No, fuck off. No. Thank you for the $2. Please have Josh on more. He's a good dude.
I listened to this podcast a long time ago about how people don't want to make decisions, like what you're saying, right? And they did this test where they had I think it was like different pasta sauces, and they were selling pasta sauces, and the pasta sauce that only had like 3 different times to choose from, different ones to choose from. Like it was like marinara, meat sauce, and mushroom. I don't know, something like that. I'm totally making this up, like the kinds, and then there was one that had like 9 different types of pasta sauce. And people would walk up and be like overwhelmed, and they didn't want to make the decision. They wanted to be told what to eat. And so the ones with 3 pasta sauces they sold way more than the one with 9, because it was like, no, here it is. This is your 3 choices. That's all you get. When you have 9, it's like it's too much. And I always thought that was really interesting, that people just want to be fucking told what to do.
I don't want to. We were remodeling the house once. I don't want to like decide what color the kitchen is and what the hardware looks like on the sides and what kind of fucking water spigot I have. I don't want to do any of that. I'm a doer. I'm not. I don't want to fucking make fucking decisions. Decisions are just fucking for idiots. Like I just know what to do, and I do. I'm not like I don't have like something planned for my kids. I see the garage and I go in the garage, and they go in there. And then while we're in there in real time, we feel around, and next thing you know, 3 hours have passed and we've been getting at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like let someone else fucking make fucking decisions. It steals from my life. Yeah, I fucking hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think I've been really boring.
Hey, Sevan, sorry, go ahead.
I would say I've been really boring and with the way that I've eaten, and I like that was just it. It wasn't. It was
your life, though, right? Your life.
Yeah, I feel exactly like I know what I'm gonna eat. It's not like I have to go like, oh, what am I gonna eat tonight? No, it's like it's gonna be a fucking pound of meat and some fruit. And
you have your full relationship with your wife, not with your food.
Yeah, exactly. Like I care less.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It is actually freeing. I never really thought about it that way. It was just how I ate. It's like this is it. This is how I eat.
Sevan, say something to Boz when he's on instead of kissing his ass. Listen. The best. I am so fucking loyal to my fucking friends. I fucking love Adrian Bosman. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if he fucking set HQ on fire and burned it down. It would be almost impossible for me to say anything bad about him. I fucking love him. I think he's eminently talented. He's been around fucking forever. He's a fucking hard worker. I'm shut it. And I don't care. I'm honest to a fault also. So there you go.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You're a loyal dude.
If 3 people were throwing rocks at cars on the freeway and one of them was Josh, I'd only arrest 2. I'd be like, so what? He's my friend. But he did it too. I don't care. It's not fair. So what?
When I was a kid, I used to throw rocks at cars. I was a
Me
shithead.
too.
I was a shithead, man.
Yeah, I don't Dina Martinez, sniff test. Josh, did your body odor change? I hear it changes your natural body odor. Not sure how true that is.
I don't think so. Not that I noticed. I'd have to ask. I'll ask my lady.
Raw milk is gross. Are you kidding me? Raw milk is so good.
Raw milk is so good. I loved it. I loved drinking it. I just like
candy.
It just upset my stomach, so I had to stop. I was like, it wasn't worth it.
Tug Speedman, I need to start JB programming.
Come on over to the squad.
Where would he start?
So you go to the physical programming or the Pay M30, whichever one you want to do. Click on it, and then it walks you through the process of downloading the Fitter app and then getting the programming. And we start off with a test week to get everyone baselines so that we can show them progression.
Say that again. So when you first sign up, there's like some things you do to find out, so like you don't fucking hurt yourself, so you don't get like jump in too deep.
No, we start with a test week, right? So we give you a baseline, right? I have a week of testing where you're going to test certain workouts that we're going to come back and retest. And so
okay.
So we can show progression.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's for the physical programming. If you do like the Pay M30, we jump in right into a program.
What's this Unbroken bundle?
So that's the mental prep and physical programming together, right? So that's both, and I think that's the annual. And so we go through a process of helping people, like, kind of basically how I have lived and dealt with what I guess some people would call mental struggles throughout my life as being a SEAL and in CrossFit, just in life in general, and just kind of give them tips and to help. And it becomes like like you go in and you write down, you give us answers. There's almost like questions and then answers type of situation there. Right. So you can help relate it to your life, if that makes sense.
Are they videos or are they written?
Written.
Yeah, look how thick you are here in this camo short video. You're fucking a hoss.
I've actually lost 5 pounds. I finally stepped on a scale not that long ago. I always walked around about 170, 172, especially during CrossFit. And then since I haven't stepped on a scale in a year, I stepped on one a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and I weighed 165.
Yeah, you look fucking awesome. You look on your Instagram, you look awesome. Hey, you know what's fucking crazy is I lost these shorts.
I don't know.
These shorts were fucking amazing. I was embarrassed how much I liked these.
I know, right? They're like stretchy. They felt
so comfortable.
Yeah. I think they're sold out though. I think we're done. And that was only a one-time thing. I think I got an extra pair. I'll send them to you, buddy.
How many pair do you have?
I think I have 2 or 3.
Oh no, you need those.
I don't need them.
You just have you have clothes galore.
Yeah.
I almost hung up on you on accident.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is a good question. How come you didn't name your program Harder Work Pays Off More? Jeffrey got
working hard pays off.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love mine. Hey, this dude's getting fucking strong.
Pay them shirts. Oh fuck. I love it. Where is the pay them shirt?
Josh is very close-minded.
Is that one them or multiple thems?
It's just one. I have a video I wanted to run by you.
Why'd you ask me about the double unders last night?
Oh, because we had a show on last night, and someone said that Josh used to do the double unders backwards.
Yeah,
because they're talking about, hey, do you think there's going to be backwards double unders this year in the quarterfinals? And I said no, Josh didn't do double unders backwards. He just did single unders.
False.
And I was wrong.
The first open workout, right, was the snatch double unders, and I did it backwards. And then HQ heard about it, and that's when they implemented the rope has to move forward during your double unders, even though jumping up, doing double unders backwards is a harder skill. They cared that much.
Yeah, it's a trip. And I watched some videos yesterday of someone doing a backwards double unders, and they were so smooth. And
yeah, and it was, what was weird is I just grew up. I didn't know that was the wrong way. I wasn't doing it like on purpose, like, oh, I'm going backwards. That's how I always jump roped. Even like when I used to just jump rope for wrestling. Yeah. I used to just go backwards, and I would I was doing single unders back then, but then when I got into CrossFit and I started doing double unders, I was going backwards, and I had to fucking carry around a jump rope with me that year after they like announced like, hey, your double unders have to be forward. I had to carry a jump rope around me. It took me like a month or 2 to figure out how to go forward.
Wow.
It like fucked me up because my hands
still have both skills. Do you have both skills still?
I rarely do backwards, rarely. But like when I went backwards, my hands were like this. My palms were up. And it took me like a month to fucking finally realize this, that when you're going forward, your hands have to be down. Your palms down. Wow. And so like it threw me off so much. Cause I was going like this forward with my palms up, and it was fucking me up.
Josh should do Masters big comeback. No, you shouldn't.
I can't go overhead with my elbow. Like I can, just not that heavy. It will just give out. I've tried. That's what the snatch. Like I haven't snatched over 205 in 4 years.
Pay the non-binary birthing person. Josh, thanks for sending my son a video when he was recovering in the hospital last year. Wow. You do stuff like that?
I do.
I bought those because of Josh. Oh, those shorts? Yeah, they were good. They were
right.
awesome. It sucks I lost mine.
I'll send you a pair, though. No worries, like I said.
Pair that doesn't fit you anymore?
Plus, summer's coming, baby. Summer's coming.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I want to show you this. I'm going to have to show it to you like in segments so it doesn't get blocked on the YouTube. But this is a couple nights ago, I think, outside of a Heat basketball game. I guess what is the team Miami Heat? Is that them?
Mm-hmm.
And this is Jake Paul, the guy who fought. I don't know if you watched the fight. It was actually a pretty good fight. I enjoyed it.
I did
Tommy
not.
Fury.
I couldn't watch it. That was like the one I've gotten every one of his fights except for that one. I don't know why. I just didn't want to get it.
I didn't want to get it either, and ended up being his best fight. I was actually glad I watched it. Yeah. It sucks. I'm really starting to like him. He's winning me over. I like his mom too. They all it seems like cool.
I mean, they're crushing it. Like it doesn't matter what anybody thinks or says. Like they're crushing it.
Okay, so he's standing outside and he's with like 2 or 3 guys here.
What's going on?
And I think that's Floyd Mayweather right there. Just said, "Hey, you got cameras too." Floyd Mayweather said, "Get your camera off of me," and then Jake's guy said, "You got cameras. He got cameras too." I think that's what happened.
I can have what I want.
What you mean with the camera? Oh, you got cameras too. So who you supposed to be? I'm just working, man.
So someone on Floyd's team's like, "Who are you supposed to be?" And he said, "I'm just working." Like that guy is just freaking out.
What happened? You're not tough anymore since your loss? What happened since your loss?
And so now they're fucking with Jake, right? They're like, "Hey, what happened since your loss? You're not so tough anymore."
Yo, we gonna bust him up, guys?
Yo, should we bust him up, guys? Now, someone in Floyd's group just said that.
Uh-oh.
Yo, let's bust him up.
Yo, let's bust him up. So the stories of how many people are with Floyd are like uncertain, right? Was it 5? Was it 10? Some people are saying 50. That he had I can see it too.
Where you running, Jake? Where you going since your fight? Since you lost? What's up, Jake? Where you going?
So now Jake Paul's walking away, right? Like obviously he sees something he doesn't like. Right?
Oh, he's running! He's running! Look at him!
Oh my God! Look how big that dude is, right there in the foreground. There, you see that guy?
Jeez, yeah.
Fucking, that's a 6'6" guy, 6'7". Look at his arms, dude.
Hey,
and that
dude.
giant dude.
I think come on. Floyd and your team.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 8 dudes.
Yeah.
You got 40 guys running after one guy. What I love about this confrontation.
Oh my God, that guy's huge, standing next to Floyd right there too. You see that fucking mountain?
Normally, when we see big entourages, and sometimes in very serious situations when it gets heated, and you hear people talking about who has guns.
And then you see Jake Paul. Yeah, and this guy's talking about guns. You see Jake Paul kind of like just walking away. Had you seen this?
No.
I fucking hate it.
So what were you showing him before?
I hate it. I hate the fact that like no matter who you are, that you'd be outside a fucking basketball game and fucking 20 dudes fucking roll up on you and just start talking shit to you. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. Did you ever see the footage of Jake Paul taking his hat?
Yeah, I remember that.
And even that was ridiculous. Like Mayweather should have just laughed, but did you see they beat Jake Paul up after that? Did you see he had like black eyes and shit?
Oh no, they did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, just like 5 minutes down the hallway, he was getting fucking dudes were punching him and shit for taking a hat.
Jeez. That's called ego right there, man. You know, like
or Josh, do you think that this is just a fucking all publicity stunt?
I could see that too. I don't think anything's real typically anymore. Everything's fake. Everything's fucking fake. Everything's like, I don't know. That's why I had a hard time with getting the Paul Fury fight. Like everything's a scam now. I feel like, especially boxing. Boxing's been so corrupt for so long. You know, that's why UFC took over. I feel like boxing's always been a fucking scam.
God, if it is a scam, they're doing it so good. Did you ever watch fights and you're like, that's fake?
No, not really.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I always hear what you're saying. But when I watch that shit, like people were saying the Jake Paul Fury fight was fake. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? They were fucking beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard that there was like someone, I thought that I saw on social media that they had, oh, here's the layout of how the fight's gonna go. Like they before the fight.
Right.
And I was like, that's bullshit too. That's just someone trying to get like some likes or whatever. I didn't think that was real either. But I don't know if I believe, because I saw a video of the Anderson Silva fight, right? Where he knocked him down. Did you see that video?
No. Yeah.
Where the video, like he swings and it's like, it's clearly he doesn't hit him and then Silva falls down. Or at least it looks like it in the video.
Are you guys deep fakes? What does that mean? Like we would be just computers? Like
right.
Josh's skin from being up in the mountains, he looks like a deep fake. He's still got like that, like he's just out in the snow look to him, like his skin.
So you said last time too, man.
Yeah, it looks like a mask. His skin is looks too soft.
No, I'm good. Hey, I saw in a cold tub and get my son every day.
That Chris Rock slap was real.
No, it wasn't.
That definitely was real.
Nothing about that was real. That was the biggest scam ever.
Hey, wait till you got to watch that Chris Rock thing, and you got to watch it just watch the end of it. Even if you just watch the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, how long is it? Like an hour?
An hour.
It's it's stand up, right? You're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I will.
Sevan is an AI creation. God, they fucking wish.
I can see it.
No, you cannot. They wish. One final thing before you go.
That's it. Good. Yeah, I'm tired of talking to you, anyways.
What about this?
Oh yeah, that's a card right there.
But it's at what time is it where you're at right now? 9:30.
9:30.
So this is going to be at 3:00 for you, and 2 p.m. for me. You watching this?
Is it somewhere? Is it
London?
Oh, it's in London. Yeah, I think Usman gets him this time.
Me too. Hey, and if he doesn't, then Usman's headed to Tyrone Woodley world.
Yeah, exactly. I think he is anyways. I think this might be one of his last fights.
No shit.
If not his last fight.
Wow. Hey, these are going to be crazy fights, dude.
Yeah.
This fucking Gaethje and Raphael fight is going to be a bloodbath.
Who do you think wins that?
I don't know. That Raphael Fiziev guy is fucking no joke. And Justin Gaethje is going to come out like a bat out of hell. I don't know.
I think Gaethje wins that fight.
I think whoever wins it though is title contender
against Baklava.
Yeah, Baklava, totally. Hey, and this is a do or die for Marvin Vettori too.
Yeah, he's definitely like had a bad streak here lately. He's kind of like on that Diego Sanchez streak, right? Where like he fucking came up quick and then kind of ran through everyone and then lost and then like fell off the earth. Yeah,
and fighting some tough dudes though. This is gonna be a great fight too, dude. This Jack Shore guy, it's gonna be insane.
Is that the Irish guy?
Either Irish, I was gonna say English. I can't remember. This fight down here is gonna be good. This Muhammad Makiev fight. Are you watching them?
Oh yeah, I'll watch these. Wait, so Saturday? I'll have to tape them and watch them because my son is
tape them. How fucking old are you guys? Listen, I don't even say dumb shit like that. Listen,
I'm gonna get the VHS out and fucking
listen, guys. Yeah. He's fucking 10 years younger than me, and even I don't say that dumb shit. You guys always make fun of me for being old. Fuck you.
I gotta get the fucking recorder out and tape that shit.
Sevan, my friend Rashad Cutler, former UFC lightweight, May 13th is fighting. Need to interview him. Send me a DM with his Instagram. And I'll spot him out. Oh, what about Dominic Reyes' lost streak? Yeah, I know.
I was at the last one he got knocked out at. He was at the Chandler. It was the Chandler, or it was the Adesanya. Who did you just lose to? And dude, I didn't even realize Dominic Reyes was on the card.
Pahea,
and he got knocked out in like 30 seconds.
Who did it to him? I forget. It was that Russian dude, right?
Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but I was like, Well, that guy's done. That guy needs to retire.
Dude, Dominic Reyes went from fucking basically getting a bad call and a defeat against John Jones to like losing 3 or 4 in a row. So sad.
It was. How about John Jones? Way fucking handled. Gone. Dude. I can't wait for the Stipe Jones.
I hope Stipe fucks him up.
It ain't gonna happen.
I know.
It ain't gonna happen. You can bet against John Jones all you want because you might not like the guy, but man, he ain't losing.
Wait, hey, he did say this though, Josh. John Jones said, "Hey, I felt goofy out there, and until it went to the ground." And I want to say something. He did have his feet. He wasn't moving. His feet were moving kind of funny. He didn't seem like himself.
It happened so fast too.
It did.
He was what? He'd been out of the ring for 3 years. I don't know. and he was against a guy who weighed fucking. He's not normally weighing 240 pounds. He normally goes in the ring probably weighing like 220, 215.
How about these people saying he was pudgy? I'm like, dude, leave him alone. He's huge.
He is a monster.
Yeah.
And I'm not 40 yet. I turned 40 this year. Later this year.
When's your birthday?
July.
July what?
4th.
Is it really? Holy shit. Dude, you're so awesome.
I know.
Josh was born at the Statue of Liberty and he's born on the 4th of July. What?
No big deal.
What a fucking awesome thing. Hey, so we did 2 shows quick back to back.
I know. Let's do another one, man. I'm loving it. Look at this. Oh, where's that picture from?
Yeah.
Who did that? Look at that.
I love that. Did I send that to you framed too?
Yes, you did.
God, I'm a good
No,
dude.
No, it wasn't framed.
Oh,
no, you just
God,
said
I'm a
prints.
shitty dude.
Yeah, I know, right? You are a shitty dude. Give me my coffee back. Oh, wait, you don't drink it anyways anymore.
I do. I drink some good dude.
Liar.
Not a lie. I mix my beans. All right. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, pal.
And okay, I would love to take advantage of your offering. You mean it? You seriously come back on again soon?
I always love talking to you, buddy.
Okay, you're like a cow. Every 3 weeks, you need to be milked.
Yeah.
All right, I'll talk to you soon, and that's good. Now I know who I'll text. I'll start a thread with me, you, and Dave, so Dave can talk shit about UFC, and we can talk about how great the fights are on Saturday.
Let's go.
All right, brother.
See you, brother.
Thanks, Josh. Sevan is noticeably grayer since he quit drinking Good Dudes. Hey, Josh and Darian Weeks, yeah, that'd be cool to get both of them on. I'm kind of hating the UFC shows that I do. The only reason why I like doing them is I truly like Darian. He's dope. I really like Darian. I don't know why I'm sharing this with you guys, but I'm going to share it with you. Maybe it comes from some deep-rooted insecurity, but I never do a show for the sake of doing a show. I'm never like, hey, I have to do a show. It's because I've been really focusing on this Chris Rock thing lately about what he's been saying about getting attention. I actually had a pretty interesting talk with Hiller about it yesterday. I'm so tripped out by people who want attention for attention's sake. And yeah, it trips me out. I sincerely believe that like I hadn't bugged Josh to come on the show in fucking months, right? And then we started texting a couple months ago, and he was like, "Hey, I'll come on." And I was like, "Oh, that's fucking awesome." And then after that show, he said he'd come on again. I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And I want to do shows with him because I enjoy talking to Josh. I enjoy like spending time with him, like all those kid stories. Like anytime any story he says that starts with, "So I was at this softball game with my kids." I'm like, "Oh yeah. Give it to us. Let us know. I want to hear." And I pulled my kid out because of the coach, and he took him. It was just great. He's a gooder dude than most. Yeah. And when he talks, I can understand what he's saying. I can relate to it. I feel him. And I also, as much of a badass as he is, I feel very safe around him, expressing just intimacy and emotions. And I just like him. I feel good around him, vulnerable. And I started thinking about the attention thing. And I was like, I would never, this is a bad example because I think Zach Telander gave some good. He said he was on his friend Chris Williamson's show 8 times, and he did say that he was on the show so that because he is really good friends with Chris, but also so that they could work out some ideas. But I started thinking about that in terms of, and him sharing that with me inspired this. I'm not accusing Chris and Zach of doing this even in the slightest, but I was thinking, I know people who, I suspect there's people who they do their podcast and they'll have repeat guests on just because it's easy or because they need to fill the time. They feel like, oh shit, I got to do one. I never, ever, ever do that. I'm fortunate that there's always like 10 live call-in shows I want to do that I already have scripted out. Scripted out's maybe a little too strong. And the guests I have on are people that either I want to talk to or I'm a little afraid to talk to, so I have them on. And so I don't take it lightly, like just coming on here and filling time at all. I wouldn't do that. I can't imagine ever do it. Damn, I just realized you have a Dear Bill and Katie shirt on. Yes. I bought a sled. It should be here any day. It's weird. You know what I did? I went to Bill and Katie's website. You may have heard of it. Rogue Fitness. Went to the Rogue Fitness. It truly is a junk food. Fitness junk food website. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay. I never click the sponsored ad because I don't want to give any fucking money to Google. So it's just basically junk food, right? I mean, everything is so pretty and nice, except it's healthy junk food. But it's just like this is a dangerous place to go. New gear. Oh my God. I just want it all. I don't even know where I put it. Oh, so I got basically something like this. I got this sled, I think, but not with that tray. I didn't get the alpaca sled. I got I think it's called a dog sled. My point of telling you the story is I ordered it from my phone. I can't remember which one I got. I think I got this one, the Rogue Echo sled, dog sled. And I ordered it from my phone, and I never got an email confirmation. Like I just basically it says, hey, my phone just asked me, do you want to use this credit card? I said, yeah. Yeah, my road card is stupid. Yeah, right. I know. By that, you mean you filled it up with shit, and then they send you an email every 3 days telling you left shit in your cart, and oh shit, that's awesome, Mason. I would love to have him on. I love a guy who's 5-0. Fucking love him. Afraid to talk to, meaning afraid's a little strong, but like I interviewed this lady the other day. I saw her Instagram account. Her name's, I think, Jennifer Welch. And I saw her account. I'm like, fuck, I'd love to have a conversation with her. And then she wrote back and said, hey, I'd love to have you on my podcast so bad. Will you come on? And she wrote back, why? And I said, because I'm a little afraid to talk to you. And that's what I mean by I every show I'm a little afraid, and some to degrees of afraidness. Like even this show, I'm a little afraid. In the shower before I come on every show, there becomes this like bottleneck of thoughts that I want to open the show with, and it starts giving me crazy anxiety. Like just right as I'm coming in here. But if you know what's crazy? If I have anxiety and I have paper and pencil and I write down what I'm anxious about, it goes away like instantly. And I think I don't think I'm anxious like in the sense that like I'm afraid of the thoughts. I'm afraid of losing the thoughts. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's healthy to have some anxiety. Yeah, totally. Oh yeah. I fucking love it. It would be weird if I didn't. So with Josh, like I wanted to talk to him about his kids. I wanted to open the show strong, and someone sent me that Spiegel hybrid picture, and I wanted to open the show strong, to talk about kids and then talk about like attention, and then use that Spiegel picture as like just like something to grab. And as I'm in the shower, I'm thinking all this, and I'm like, but I don't have my notes with me. I'd already printed my notes out, and I start like, shit, I got to get to paper. write it down so I know, because I don't want it to go away. And a lot of times it will go away. Like I'll fucking forget, like probably 20% of the time, which is fine too. I'm pretty compassionate with myself. I ordered the Freedom Bar. It chipped paint, and they sent me a new bar the week after. I let them know. Yeah. Did you have to send the old bar back? Sevan, what do you keep your show notes that you, Sevan, do you keep? Yeah, they're all, I mean, I throw away the paper when I'm done. There's usually a big stack of them on a table over there. And then after a while, I throw them away, but they are, but they're all in my email. I keep them in my email. I keep all my notes are Gmail drafts. And that way, all I have to do is just right before the show, I send them to Caleb. Like I send even if you don't see Caleb and Susie here, I send them my notes. Anyway, I got this dog sled, and I need a fucking confirmation email. But I can't like text Bill and Katie and be like, I mean, they have a fucking 1 million square foot facility. But I'm too fucking lazy and think I'm too cool to go the traditional route, and like, there's probably like a contact in here where I have to be like, but I have an order and I didn't get a confirmation. Anyway, I hope I get it soon. It's like a Bass Pro Shop, but for fitness. Yeah, it's nuts, right? That website is nuts. I haven't been there in 10 years to the Rogue headquarters. Janelle Winston, I would honestly be afraid to go on a podcast. I usually leave most conversations feeling slightly stupid. Imagine it being recorded and published. Yeah, fuck, man. I totally know what you mean. Hey, I don't go on, I don't want to go on anyone else's podcast. Every week someone asks me to go on their podcast. I go on Peter's Coffee Wads and Pods because I like him. But still, he'll probably ask me, I don't know, 5, 10, 20. Maybe he would tell you he asked me 50 times. But I don't say no. I just respond to him. That's nice of you. But I'm not interested in the thought. I don't understand why anyone would want to go on a podcast. I really don't. It goes back to that whole attention thing. Why the fuck would you want to come on here? I don't fucking understand. Unless you had like something like, something to sell. That's why like having Josh on here is so great. I feel so comfortable with him, and all those thoughts go away. All my insecurities go away when I'm around him and we're just talking. Like whatever you were saying up there, Janelle. Like, yeah, I would be like, I don't feel ever slightly stupid or like he dicked me, or like, I just feel good. Like, yeah. Have yourself on your podcast. I don't know why you make YouTube videos and call it a podcast. I don't know why you make YouTube videos and call it a podcast. The real Kevin. I don't even understand what that means. I don't, like, me personally, because this is just a podcast. Like the majority of the viewers and listeners of this goes straight from here. Susan, if it's you're talking about me, this goes from here to iTunes and Spotify. That's the YouTube thing, and all of this is an afterthought. I know it doesn't seem that way because you're watching it here. But yeah, their live chat is legit. Oh, you mean Rogue's live chat? Oh, can I do that right in front of you guys? Should I do that and find out where my sled is? You think they have that? Let's fuck with that. That'll be a fun bit. Let's do that. Okay. Is that what you mean, Elliot? Their live chat? Yeah, exactly. That's what happened, Chester. I used some sort of like app on my phone. You are a YouTuber, not a podcaster. I have a great response for you. Okay, hold on. Where do you think where's this live chat? Where's that comment? Here we go. When I listen to Spotify and you showing Josh a video of Floyd, no one knows what you're talking about because we can't see it. Yeah, but it's pop culture stuff, and I think a lot of people can. I think a lot of people can see it. It's like Fox News or CNN on Sirius. You listen to it, and I'm never like, hey, this is a TV show I'm listening to, even though it's the exact recording live from their TV show. Sevan's an interviewer. I'm fine with whatever you want to call me. I especially like what your mom calls me. Especially. Guys, I don't see the live chat. Oh, live chat. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Please let us know how we can assist you. Sevan Matosian, reason for contact. Question about my order. Dear Bill and Katie. Mama, I ordered. So like you don't need to see this part though, right, Rick? What's that guy's name? Kevin. You don't need to see this. Like you can just hear it. That's why I talk some of my shit out that other people can't see because I know people are listening. Okay, sorry. Dear Bill and Katie, I ordered a dog sled using my phone and didn't get a confirmation email. Katie, I ordered a dog sled using my phone and didn't get a confirmation email. Sorry to be a pain in the ass. Hope you guys are doing great. Seven. Okay, here we go. Start chat. A rogue team member will be with you shortly. If you haven't already, please provide your order number and let us know what question you have. Oh shoot. Logan P has joined the chat. Hi Sevan Matosian. My name is Logan P. I'm happy to assist you today. Sweet. I don't have an order number. If you have an account, log in and check the history. I did. That was another thing. I did. That's great advice. I did do that. And I do have an account and I checked my order history and it wasn't there. Typing skills a struggle. Jeez. Wow. Ouch. Tell Logan to get Bill and Kate. Oh, should I? I'm drunk off of coffee. Did you? Oh, yeah, I did get charged. I checked. No worries. I can see that you purchased the Echo dog sled on March 5th. Would that be the one? Yes. You're a good dude. Any idea when it arrives at my castle? You got me all fucking tripped out about my typing skills. Any idea when it arrives at my castle? Logan P. Five-star customer service. I agree. This is killing it. Ask him. I'm too scared to ask him that. Ask him if you can speak to Bill and Katie. I'll maybe tell him to tell Bill. When I pull up the tracking for it, this shows that it was delivered yesterday. Oh, Nelly. Oh shit, and there's my address. You asshole. Yes. It's weather here is a shit show. Raining for a month. Oh, at the gate. Oh. Is there a photo? Yesterday, I wonder if let me see if I can a time. Dude, I got fucking Chad F. Sevan has a gate. Are you fucking kidding me? I got 3 fucking gates. Wraparound driveway. I'm telling you, I'm living a dream life. Let me see this here. Favorites, recent contacts. It's in your garage already. You think? Logan P is getting back to me. Yes, I have a compound. That is correct. I think that's a good, fair way of saying it. Oh, stop. No one Google anything.
Hello, you've reached Haley. Leave a message. Thanks.
Damn. But I'm not saying it was delivered last night. Oh shit. Oh. Okay. I will check now. Thank you. Peace and love. All right. Please tell Bill and Katie thank you. What was it? If you run into any issues or they are not there, just reach back out and we can get something going for you. Boss. Hashtag boss, right? Oh, bye. Well, that was almost a seamless bit. I mean, how good is my life? Yeah, I get to do, I multitask. I will end the chat now. Thank you for contacting Rogue Fitness, and please feel free to reach back if you need anything. Rate this chat. Thumbs up. 10 out of 10. Logan was perfect. He was perfect, right? Logan was perfect. Okay, perfect. All right. Oh, and now you'll get an email with a copy of the whole chat thread. Maybe sponsors will send him. Oh, all right. Let me see. I'll go check my email. So I showed my email today. What a fucking disaster. I wonder why my wife didn't answer the phone. I hope she's still sleeping. That'd be awesome. You know who I'm thinking about getting on the show is Roman Krenikov's partner, training partner. Do you guys know who that is? Logan Ewing. I DM with him and he's a Logan. Hey, you know what sucks is I went to a climbing gym for some kid's birthday party and I took my kids there and they had this dog sled in the back. And so while the birthday party was going on, my wife and I did a little workout back there. And that was it. I was like, fuck. I just bought one while I was there. That's what a sucker I am. But I'm so excited to use it. Not even any weight on it. My wife and I just pushed it back and forth. And my wife's such a fucking animal. She's like, let's time ourselves and see who's faster. Like, fuck, why? Who says shit like that? Logan's a good dude. Clydesdale has a really good relationship with him. Scotty, Mr. Schweitzer. Oh, look, there's Logan. See, give me a time. You're kind of in purgatory. You're in where are you? You're in this yeah, you're like one of those people that like I need to have on. I need to like, maybe I'm too scared of you still. I don't know. Or maybe I'm not scared enough. I don't know what it is. But you're definitely in the you're in my head. Logan, you're living in my head rent free. My wife says shit like that, but I win. Well, that's good. I think I won by a couple seconds too. I'm not sure actually. In my memory, I won. Tomorrow we have a great guest. Yeah, tomorrow we have a fucking amazing guest. You know, my birthday's coming up. If you have my address, fucking do something good with it. Send me a fucking package. My birthday's tomorrow. Can you believe that? Fuck yeah. I know. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yes. Yeah. Tomorrow's my birthday. 51. So tomorrow we have the guy who owns CrossFit Santiago. CrossFit Santiago. Can we have more female guests? Seriously, do we not have female guests? We had Claire Danes fucking for like a month straight on here. What are you talking about? More female. I'm looking. Tomorrow's guest is gonna be cool though. I think that's the oldest gym in Chile. I'm pretty excited. Okay, I'm going to my live content. We had Brian and JR on, dudes. Then we had Brian on. Then we had Brian on. Then we had Adam Kramer. Then we had Andrew Hiller. Then we had John Anderson. Holy shit. Then we had Zach Tellander. Then we had Andrew Hiller, the Gary Roberts. Holy shit, I don't have women on. Oh, I just reached out to, I had Sam Briggs on. I reached out to this lady, Jennifer Welch, yesterday. You know what's crazy too is after I invited her on and then we had, oh yeah, so I don't have women on. That's amazing. Josh Shakespeare on. I don't have a lot of vaginas on. And before that, it was a lady named Kristen from the CrossFit Affiliate Series. Oh, I had Emily Kaplan on. Sarah Sigmund's daughter. Sarah Sigmund's daughter. My feminine side is so strong. And I am gender neutral. So in theory, you could say I am every day there's a woman on. Athena, more Emily, Sporty Beth, the Babylon lady. Oh, you were scarred. Yeah, maybe I was scarred by the identity doctor. What a fucking nut job that ended up being. Get Katrin on. I'd do Katrin. I'd love to bury the hatchet with all these people. I don't think the problem is if I bury the patch. The thing is I'm still like I'm still prickly. Like Josh was just on. He's my friend, but I would do a whole 10 minutes of Josh jokes. And I think when are we having Camille on? Camille's in the background of that show where Dave Lipson was, and something was definitely wrong during that show. Laura Horvat was great. I'd love to have Laura on. I'd love to have Haley on. Love to have how about just non-CrossFitting women for starters? That would be my favorite. You should have Annika Greer on. These are all people I've had on before. Haley for sure, yeah. Brooke Entz. Haley for sure. I definitely will bug Haley every month. And she's nice. She responds to the text. Like, she's always pleasant. Yeah, it'd be interesting to have Brooke Entz on. Bring in your mom. I would love to. My mom would never come on here. My mom does not want any attention like that. There's 45-mile-an-hour winds here yesterday at the beach. Crazy. You know, the kind where the stop signs are rattling and making so much noise. And there's so much spray off the ocean that, like, you can't even open your eyes. I had to take my glasses off, walk around with my glasses. So I took my boys there, and we walked a mile to a pizza place along the beach, just getting hammered by fucking rain and storm and shit. Then we went inside, ate a piece of pizza, and then walked a mile back. And I took my mom, too. My mom's a badass. She's like, I'm not going. It's horrible outside. I'm like, so what? That's why we're doing it, because it's horrible outside. You never see anyone, right? It's just us walking. The 3 Plain brothers and my mom. So cool. I think we're so cool for doing that. Check out Julia Brandt Glass. She's a 16 times world champion inline speed skating who is now doing CrossFit. Oh, wow, that's a pretty fucking cool sport. Let me look. This lady that I invited on yesterday, Jennifer Welch, she was like, after I invited her on, I realized she was on the Bravo channel as a interior designer, but she has a podcast and she's funny as shit. And I think she's my age. And she's really attractive. She checks all the boxes and smart and witty. So I was kind of afraid to have her on. I'm always afraid to have like smart and witty people on. What if they get unruly? I can't fucking control them. Oh, she just texted me, DM me back. That's awesome. I'm always asking people to come on. Every day I ask 3 people to come on. Who is I? Oh yeah, Julie. Sorry, I got distracted. I fell into my DMs. See how quickly that happens? Julie Brandt hyphen Glass. Julie Brandt. Does she doesn't have a blue check mark? I see one with 11,000. Julie Brandt with 11,000 followers. I don't see her Instagram. You're gonna have to send it to me. Julie Brandt Dam, like Julie Van Dam. Nope, don't see her. Is she on Instagram? I don't see her. Send me a DM and I'll invite her on. Yeah, whoever. Midget CrossFit would be great. No, I just don't want any CrossFitters anymore. How about Danny Spiegel? That'd be fucking awesome if Danny would come on. Someone actually asked me yesterday, who said it to me? If you could have anyone on, who would you have on? You have to know it would be no one in the CrossFit space. You have to know that, please. And the person I was talking to is a good friend of mine. They were like throwing out names as like people like I could give 2 fucks if they came on or not. Who did I say that I'd like to have on? Oh, you know who I'd like to have on? I'd like to have John Jones on. I want to hear stuff that's like, this is going to come out wrong, but I've done so much crazy shit myself. I want to hear like just real good. I want to hear shit that's like not even close to the fucking crazy shit that I've done. Like just on another, like you were in a space shuttle and you got your dick sucked in there. Yeah. Someone got a blow. Yeah, Hunter Biden. I'd love to know that. I would love to have Hunter on. I want to know about the high levels of fucking crazy paranoia he must have. I'm so interested in like, yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, I don't even want to. Yeah, I just want. Yeah, Brian's hitman. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if fucking there was a hitman after Brian. So what? I want to meet the hitman. Thank you. Yeah, the hitman. Yeah, Snowden. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And I just want to know what's like hanging out, like hiding for months at it. Like, yeah, I just want to hear someone. I want someone with Brian's vulnerability who's done some just really fucking gnarly shit. Yeah, the Hitman. The Hitman would be great. I do. You would be fucking blown away that all the people I DM, just no one responds, right? No one's in there. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, even Zach Talander, I had DM'd him before he came on, and yeah, Carnage or just anything. I have done some shit. If you listen, I've done some fucking wild shit. I've been everywhere. I've seen it all. Roger Sparks was pretty legit. I agree. That was cool. That book was crazy. I think I reached out to Marcus. I think that was a friend of I think he might be Dave's friend. But thank you, Patrick. I'm trying to respond to all my DMs. It's crazy. Did Zach say he wants back on? Zach Tillander says he wants back on. I would have him on again. Bum fights. Holy shit. How old are you that you remember that show? Brandon Lecoq. I'd love to have Eckhart Tolle on. That's who I'd like to have on. I'd like to have on the Dalai Lama. I'd like to have on Michael Singer, the guy who wrote, what the fuck is the name of that book? Michael, by the way, if you haven't read this book, you got to read this book. Michael Singer. He wrote Living Untethered by Michael Singer. It's he fucking laid out the whole entire landscape there. That's what all the people who are playing victims need to read. Michael Singer, Living Untethered. You want to unravel your shit? Well, I don't know. I know some people, some victim people who read it and they're still fucked up. But that's how that guy lays out how the entire mind works. I know. Yeah, I should get Nicole Carroll on. That would be cool. Yeah. This guy, Michael Singer, in this book, Untethered, lays out the whole mind. And so when you read a book like this, you just see, oh shit, all these people are playing the victim. I'm going to give you a fucking example. A really fucking great example. People don't understand how words work. That's the fucking problem. They don't understand how the human brain works. And so there's this constant feigning of compassion or kindness that is just at the root of the fucking problem because you don't understand how the fucking brain works. And so like you're just a fucking wildly horrible person pretending to be a good person and you're willing to defend it to the end. And I'll show you right here. So here's this fucking hot redheaded chick fucking with a dumbbell over her head, right? And she's missing a hand. Or it appears she's missing a hand. And there's a comment in here you have to see. This one right here, brave girl. People are going to be like, "Oh my God, Sevan, you're reading into it," or "Oh my God, just leave it alone," or no. You're saying that because you're being defensive because you don't understand how this shit works and how fucking potent it is and how it keeps all the zombies in check. What a fucking horrible thing to say, brave girl. Why is she brave? Why? How come no one wrote hot girl? How come no one wrote sexy girl? Oh, shut it. I don't even do a Pornhub. If I do, it's like I just take what's given to me. I don't even need to click the videos on Pornhub. The fucking thumbnail's enough for me. And I know a bunch of you are like, "Oh shit, you too?" Listen, when you say brave girl, You're like insinuating, you're making some sort of insinuation. It's so much like fucking people who think like they invite needy people to their house for fucking Thanksgiving or Christmas, or you're not better than them. Fuck off. Yeah, but they don't know it. That's the thing. They're feigning this kindness, and she may even like it. That's what's even worse. Now, don't get me wrong. In a perfect world, like, great, whatever, let it go. But we're in this era where people think that that's like some sort of fucking compliment. And there's an insinuation there that everyone pushes you into your head and keeps you a zombie, and you have to understand why it's brave, and it's because you think you're better than her, or she's doing something you couldn't do, or she's like there's something less of her because she's missing a fucking hand. Like, just go eat a dick. How about what's her number? Can I get her fucking IG and date her? How about like, oh my God, I like her fucking arms. What do I have to do to get those arms? Oh, but it's not about the body. It's what it can do. Well, tell that to fucking her who's missing a hand. I'm okay with this. So badass. That's fine. It is badass. I remember when Libby DiBiase, you have to remember those shorts right now too. No one's even talking about those. When Libby DiBiase wore those shorts to the 2008 or 2009 CrossFit Games, it changed the scene. Thank you, Queen, for showing us nothing is impossible. She had a fucking dumbbell over her head. She didn't fucking cure cancer. And so what happens is people, she's getting attention for playing the victim, and it exacerbates the problem. Now, don't get me wrong. Beautiful picture. Absolutely should have been posted. Love the adaptive class. Fucking intellectually and visually, it's fucking trippy as shit to see someone lifting or missing a hand. I love all that. I love the spectacle of it for sure. I love that I love women's bodies. She's fucking great. I like those shoes. Those look like I don't know, gum nano too. There's so much I like about it. I'm even okay with their fucking dumbass tattoo. It's kind of cool. I think I went to her Instagram account. I was thinking about having her on for the most superficial reasons, because she's fucking missing a hand and because I like redheads. But I don't think she speaks English. But anyway, this shit is all over the fucking Instagram. It's all over our fucking world of people like trying to pretend to be nice. No one wants you to be nice to them like that. People want you to look in their eyes and validate them as a fucking god. And if you can't do that, then fucking crawl back into a cave and stay there until you can. Look at least one person today and validate them as a fucking true fucking child of God. Look at them and just be like in awe and of love in them for them, because you truly see it. Red-handed. It's nice. So we're in a world where people don't understand these words that they're saying are casting spells. Oh my God. And then all my dreams are answered.
Hi.
There he is. What's up, dude?
I was listening to you on my whole way back from Hayward here, and I was like, well, if he goes long enough, I'm going to jump. I feel like I'm the guy that's sent to come get you out of the bar. Like, come on, buddy. We've had
Come on, Sevan. Just hit end broadcast. Come on. You can do it.
We have so much stuff to do. But did you see my comment on that last post? Yes, Queen.
No. You did comment on this?
No, I'm just messing with you. I just thought it was funny, and I was like, what are the odds I get all the way back home? That storm crushed shit out here. Is everything where you are just tore up right now?
Dude, my power went off yesterday.
Yeah, same with ours. It didn't happen at the gym, but I guess it temporarily went off by the apartment, but they had it up and going like later on by the time I got home. There's like carnage everywhere. They're picking up this huge tree out of the intersection right now that's just been kind of coned off. And when I was headed out to Hayward, I was at the station that was up on the hill, and they had down power lines there. The whole road was blocked off, and I spent
scary.
I spent like 5 or 10 minutes just trying to circle around to figure out another way to get through there, and then the traffic was just insane. So,
hey, did you have
was a
crazy
bust.
wind? Because you live in the
wind.
fucking one of the windmill capitals of the world.
Yeah, it was crazy windy. Like we shut the bay door down at the gym because all the stuff was just blowing into the gym, and we shut the bay door down. It was just like wow, 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 like banging on it the whole time.
I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday, I took my mom and my kids to the beach. My mom didn't want to go. I'm like, "Nah, you're going." And we get there, and when we walked a mile, you could tell the storm was picking up.
Mm-hmm.
And the winds were easily 30, 40, maybe more, 50 miles an hour. Like the kind where like you're walking and then all of a sudden you get blown around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little nervous after we ate the pizza. I was like, oh shit, what if this shit fucks my mom and my kids up?
And you're out there like, no, it's fine. Let's head to the beach. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's sunny here today though. It's sunny.
Yeah, it's nice out too. We got a little rain clouds and there's been some sprinkles on this end, but right now the sun's peeking out, so it's pretty nice.
Someone was saying someone was suggesting we have some females guests on.
I know, I heard that. And then you were like, we have females, and then you were going through the list and you're like, shit, I guess we don't. We do. I think it just comes in spurts. And we had Claire Bay on for the last month.
I know.
I was just repeating what you said.
Thank you. And the thing is, too, is then everyone just starts suggesting all these CrossFit chicks.
I know. We're like in that CrossFit season right now, too. So it just feels like an overload of CrossFit stuff. And I'm over here like, man, we're like worried about who ran or who walked on a shuttle sprint and if the thruster counted. And the Pentagon just released there's a mothership probing our solar system.
Wait, did they really release
that?
Yeah,
Silicon Valley Bank fucking collapsed. The government is like figuring out how to bail other people out. Like there could be a potential other bank run coming in this next month. And we're like, well, did it count because they stepped forward on a thruster? Like
Pentagon releases latest UFO sighting report.
Yeah, mothership, baby. And the funny thing is like, how do they know it's a mothership? Like, how do they have the definitions?
Wow. Caller, hi.
Sevan and Souza, what's up? Jeremy in Wisconsin. What's going on, guys?
What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, so I was talking to our buddy Philip Kelly yesterday about this scenario at the gym, and I wanted to, especially since Souza's on now, I wanted to get your take on it. And I'll keep it short. But I could be wrong, but I feel like a while ago, Sevan, you had said that someone was talking about like wokeness in a CrossFit gym, and you said you can't see that it exists or you don't believe it exists, something like that. I could be wrong. Maybe it was somebody else. But it does exist. And I'll give you an example of it existing. I've been at the gym. I started an affiliate back in 2013. And I was there up until about 18, went to another gym, came back recently. And what it seems like it's taken over at the gym is this sort of liberal feminist movement. And short story, on Monday, we did the CrossFit Total. 3 attempts at the 1 rep max back squat, 3 attempts at a strict shoulder press, and 3 attempts at a deadlift. So I go for it. And I'm doing my back squat, my very first attempt. And I had a belt on. I get to the bottom of it, and the belt pops off, and my back goes all screwy just because it was such a weird moment. And anyways, later that night, after I'm like stretching and recovering, I'm looking through all the scores, all the member scores, and mine is 0. So like I jokingly comment, literally everyone, including women, beat me today. And I made like a joke like, Orange Theory, here I come. I commented on all that on Sugar Rock. Just a joke, completely joke. I wake up the next morning to
with the insinuation that women are generally weaker than men.
Right. Especially on a 1 rep max day. You know, I would never put that on a mat. If we do Fran and you beat me, you beat me. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to say, oh my God, a woman beat me or any, whatever. But on a max lift day, it was just a joke. And I wake up the next day to someone who just recently became a coach, and she's like the leader of this feminist crazy movement. And she says, Jeremy, like, this is the text, Jeremy, that comment on Sugar Wad was completely inappropriate. I think you should delete it. I'm like, and I'll be honest, I forgot what I had said. I'm like, what is she talking about? What did I even say on sugar? And then when I looked, I'm like, right. Yeah, I'm like, hold on a second. So I'm not going to get into like a text message war with you. So I call her, and she did not like that I called her. She's like really upset, breathing all heavy.
Woke people do not want face-to-face confrontation because intellectually they know that they're fucked.
Absolutely. Her goal, their goal, and I was, who is it? Some major conservative figure, and I had a debate where at the end of the back and forth with the young lady, she just does these crazy facial expressions. I don't know if you guys have seen that one yet, but it's absolutely hilarious. I'll try to find it and send it to you. But essentially, they want to say something, text or social media, and they want you to just shut up and be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
Yes.
And I called her, and I'm like, "Yo, what is offensive or demoralizing or blah 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 about that?" Of course, no good answer, but she's just like she's just going off about how it made her feel and this, that, and I'm like, dude, you've known me for over 10 years. You know that I'm not a douche like that, and I don't care if people beat me, but it was because it was a 1 rep max day, and literally everybody, including the females, beat me. So no, I just wanted to call in and maybe see like Susan's thoughts on that.
Let me just say this real quick. I would like to know what things physically that women do that they're better than men. Better may not be the best word. Stronger than men at. But I just looked up the heaviest back squat a man has ever done. This is just from a quick look on the internet. Is 1,311 pounds. That's the heaviest back squat a male has ever done. And the heaviest female, which is actually, to be honest, way more than I thought. The heaviest female back squat is 924 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's almost 400 pounds less. It's still fucking insane. It's still 9 times as much as I can back squat. Even a woman can back squat 9 times as much as me. But there you go, Carlos Romero. They can make a baby.
And that's the thing that
they can open a hole on their body larger than any hole I can open on my body.
Totally. And I told her that. I told many women that I'm like, what you guys can do, I think you talked about it yesterday too, is just being a mother is like the best
Jeremy, sorry to interrupt. Here's the thing too, by the way. Here's the implication that you can't ever say that you can't highlight men. So we have no fucking problem saying, holy fuck, Carrie Pierce beat every fucking person at the fucking CrossFit Games at that workout, including the men. We have no problem saying that about Sam Briggs. Here's the thing. It's fucking amazing. And why are we saying that? Because we can't fucking believe it, because usually the men win. And so it's like, yeah, it's fucking crazy. They want to have it both ways. And
when you confront them about it, then they have absolutely no legit argument, and all it does is make them more angry because they're so stuck in their head, and they, I even talked to other coaches, other members.
What if you said, hey, what if she said, hey, it makes me feel bad? What if you were like, hey, sorry, I don't have any feelings. Could you explain it to me intellectually? Like, can you explain to me why it's wrong? Like, does it make?
I should have 3-wayed you in on the phone call.
Let me phone a friend.
That term 3-way is very offensive to her.
Oh yeah, that's we're gonna have to X that out.
F&A. No, you ain't wrong though. Freaking nuts. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there and be like, hey, and just let you know, like that wokeness, that inability to talk logically or without tons of feelings or any, it's out there. And of course she wears all the Noble stuff and everything. And nothing against, people who wear Noble. I know there's a bunch of listeners and all, but I don't know. I look at that company. I can't really support them. So I don't care how comfortable that shit is. I'm not wearing it. So
she's welcome to feel however she wants. What she's doing though is giving her power away to you by saying you have control over the way you feel, the way she feels, and it's pathetic.
I think also too, you got 2 options. Number 1, and this is truly the answer that I would have gone with here, is I just would have completely ignored it. Like I would have been like, oh my gosh, I wasn't thinking, you're so right, and then just been done with it, because I just personally don't have the time to like focus on the back and forth. But if you wanted to, you should have leaned in and been like, hey, I understand your position, but
I'm a black guy and I can say whatever I want.
but yesterday I listened to the Brian Friend podcast, and I was traumatized to hear that the woman that was being banged by another dude when I brought you flowers traumatized me so much and men everywhere so much that I couldn't even lift that day. So I'm just trying to get over my trauma and my
You women are
hurt
so
from hearing
evil
that.
because you bang our friends.
You're so
Oh my
powerful
God.
that I could never take that back and not relive that moment, and it affected me deeply. I'm sorry.
That would have been epic. It's funny because she did try to turn it on me. She's like, over the last few weeks, you've been darker. What's going on? And I'm like,
Did she
well,
use the word
going
darker?
Darker. Oh shit.
I'm like, what are you talking
Are you
about?
insinuating
I should
that
have been
black
offended.
is
I should have, like,
bad?
what do you mean by that?
Yeah, that's right. You should always play that card, dude. Come on, you
Hey,
got
aren't you
Because I'm
going through
black?
some shit too, Jeremy?
Dude, I told her, I'm like, Rachel, I was like, you know that, sorry to drop her name, but I'm like, you know that I'm going through a divorce. I
Yeah.
just lost my job.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm going through some shit, but I still show up at the gym and I'm super positive and, you know, because that's what you're supposed to do. You know, that's what you got to do because people are paying good money to come get the best hour of their day. So if it seems like I've been maybe a little darker, like, why don't you come up to me and be like, yo, what's going on? You know, now you're bringing it up to try to twist this on me. And I'm like, dude, I said, all right, I'm done with this conversation. You have a good day. And that was it.
Hey, I think it's awesome that you talked to her, by the way. I
Sure.
and I think it's good for her. I think people need to talk. And you know what? You probably
It
helped,
will
you
weigh on
probably
my
helped
mind
her.
too much if I don't. I
Born,
hope so. That's kind of part of my goal. Like, it would just weigh on my mind if I don't talk to people like that. Obviously I know when I've said enough and that's why I ended the conversation, but like, that's part of my goal is like, get her out of her head so that she can actually think and not just feel everything and react on that. You can't live your life like that. That shit's gonna get you nowhere, man.
can you see the screen right now?
No, I'm on my phone, so I have to pause when I call.
Born primitive is the other side of the coin. They sexualize women and encourage promiscuity. Women are meant for humility and commitment. I just went to their website. This chick's body is crazy, dude.
Are you agreeing?
Yeah, they put some pretty good looking women in it.
Oh my God, this chick's body is nuts, dude. That's a fucking. So I'm gonna get in trouble. That's a baby factory. Holy shit! Look at her skin is perfect.
Hey, I wanted to
Look at
leave you
her
with
nose.
this. I gotta get going. But hey, I keep in maybe in your DMs, but definitely in the chat, keep saying Wes Pyatt, get him on. And I know you're like, oh, I don't want any CrossFit guys, but he's got
Wes is a great dude. I should have Wes on. You're totally right. I love Wes. He's a great dude.
He's just got a hell of a story, and what he and I and a bunch of other guys are working on right now with the nonprofit is pretty awesome. Obviously, there's a ways to go, but
look at these three different butts. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know. I need to have Wes on. You're right.
His upbringing, his childhood, his story, everything's just, it's incredible.
Okay.
Who was the other guy you had on the other day? The nonprofit, the felon, the prisoner?
Adam Kramer. He was
Adam.
great. Yeah.
I just DM'd him after the show and said, hey, dude, that was awesome. Great story, blah, blah, blah. And we've been talking back and forth in the DMs. He's like, where are you located? Blah, blah, blah. And I told him, anyways, but good shit. You're hooking people up, man.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You guys have a good day.
Bye.
Adios.
Hey, this looks like just straight buttery bro shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's definitely got the vibe. And the glasses too.
Something's weird about her bathing suit cut here. Do you see that?
Like the way it comes in there? Like,
yeah, like by where her thigh and her vagina and her.
I think that isn't that a cut? Like, isn't that called like a bikini cut or something? Oh, I don't know. I just screwed up. Talk about saying stuff and feeling dumb afterwards.
I don't know. That's a crazy top. Oh shit, that is an incredible top. I don't these are all this I don't see I don't know how they promote promiscuity, but this the bodies that they use on their website are fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean they're selling bathing suits and sports bras, you know.
Look at, there's kind of a flatter butt. There's a fucking like a badunkadunk that hangs over the seam, and then here's just a big wide one.
Yeah, that's diversity.
That is diversity. Yeah, the bathing suits look dope. I'm actually going to show my wife these I don't know if I'm showing the boys or the girls, but I'm gonna actually show my wife these. I fucking love. I fucked up the other day. I told my wife, "Oops, careful, Sevy." I already showed my address. I showed my address.
Did you see the text I sent you?
No.
Oh God.
No.
I was like, dude.
Maybe people are gonna send me birthday presents now. I did that on purpose so people would send me birthday presents. Tomorrow's my birthday.
I know.
Dude, you want to have to edit that out? You can totally see your address on the show.
I'm like, timestamp. We're gonna make a snip.
Yeah, soon.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
It was actually the 2-year anniversary of us doing the podcast together too. 2 days.
When? Oh, it was
13th, I think. Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday! That's so sweet.
Yeah, we marked the Zach Rule as the first one, which I do believe was actually scheduled by Savannah when I had her helping us out before I took the reins. That was on March 13th, I think.
Has Grace ever had any issues with our relationship, the intimacy that we've built in our relationship?
No, there's only been 2 times, like as far as you and I like talking on the phone and stuff.
Yeah, just how close we've become in 2 years.
No, she'll give me shit. Like the other day when we had the awards party and somebody was like, "Where's Matt?" And then she just out of nowhere goes, "Probably on the phone with Sevan." And then sure enough, everybody turns and then we're on the phone. And I'm at the back and I was like, "God damn it!"
But anything real? Anything?
No, there was just the one time when she actually was upset when you were like, "Hey, let's do the podcast the day before you get married." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." And I brought all my stuff and she was like, "Hey, don't do a podcast on the weekend wedding. Like, just give me that. You could do it on Monday." And I was like, "Okay." And in my mind, I'm like, "You're gonna be asleep anyways, you know." So,
did we do it anyway?
Yeah, and that was on me. Like, I could have said something.
Did you get in trouble?
She was a little upset, yeah, because she was like, "I wanted to get up, have a cup of coffee, walk down to the beach in the morning." In my mind, I'm like, "You're not doing this before 9, and like we'll be wrapped up by 9, right?" And so. Yeah. We were sitting outside and I was on the patio. So we had the beach in the background and I could see into the room we had. And so I was like, okay, like I'll kind of watch. And if I see the lights come on and she's awake, like I'll wrap up here and just be like, see, it all worked out. And instead she got up earlier than I had anticipated and like came out. And I was like,
oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, I'll wrap it up. Are you going on a walk? She's like, I'm going on a walk. You could do whatever you want. And I was like, damn.
So those aren't but there's no theme.
No,
there's not attention there. Yeah, she seems cool as shit.
No,
and she's always been so great to me. I do think though that in there are a lot of people out there who have relationships with people, especially long-term relationships, where like I have some pretty intense relationships with a lot of people. I have a pretty intense relationship with you. I have a relationship with obviously Greg, pretty intimate. There's a handful of people that I have these intimate, close relationships with that I talk to a lot. Andrew Hiller. Yesterday I went to coffee with my family and we were at the coffee shop for an hour and I was speaking to Andrew the whole time and I don't even know like one thing that happened there. And my wife never says anything to me ever. Like it's like just like and what made me think of this today, and I do not know Josh's wife at all, zero. But I was trying to picture. I was trying to think why doesn't Josh Bridges have a Mal O'Brien? Like if I was an athlete and I was like, I would seek this motherfucker out. Like if I was like a Tudor Magda, like just some young kid who just got like, if I was just free and fit as shit, right? If I'm a James Sprague, if I'm just some young free fucking dude who's got like nothing going on except his goal in life. You know what I mean? And then I started thinking, I wonder what would happen to Josh's. I wonder if Josh can do that. We talked about it on the show. He said he's open to it. He wants to do it.
I was
he
surprised.
Thinks he can do it.
I was surprised that he was open about it because I do think that in the case of like what Matt's doing with like Mal, like that's 100% commitment. You know what I mean? Like he might as well be training himself for the CrossFit Games a little bit, you know, other than he could switch gears faster, meaning like when he's done with the training session, you have to go to so-and-so's, you know, social gathering. You could just take off and go because you're not stressing about recovering or you're eating or your sleep a little bit more. But I think that, no, that's a really tough thing to do. And you have to, I mean, you're kind of getting married to that person for at least a season's worth of time, right?
Yeah.
Like that would be the minimum you could do it, is like CrossFit game season ends and you've already made the commitment. Okay, after this year, I'm going to go to Sevan's and I'm going to blah, 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 and just hang out there and train. And that's a big commitment.
Yeah.
He's got 2 kids too. That's a whole, I mean, that's a
but
really
if you
tough
take on
timeout.
an athlete and you're going to be good at it, I'm guessing it has to be your everything. Like you have to be available for your athlete 24 hours a day. This person wants to go to the top of the mountain, right?
Right. And to a certain extent, that has now become your responsibility. And so if you're not willing to really take your part of that seriously, then either it won't work right away, or if you don't really know what you're getting yourself into when you sign up, like it could just harm your other relationships, like with his wife or with his kids or the other responsibilities, if he leans too far into the athlete.
I don't think you want to be the downfall. Not you, Matt Souza, rhetorical you. I don't think you want to be the downfall of a great human being.
No.
Meaning, if you're going to be with someone great, then that line, get in where you fit in. I mean, that's what it is. Get in where you fit in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I bet you Sammy knows that better than anyone, or Hillary Froning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just like, hey, like, do you want to be along for the ride or fucking not?
Right.
I would feel, and if you don't want to be, but you want the person, then basically I think you're going to have a shitty relationship. I don't think there's one person on planet Earth is like, yeah, I've carved out an hour every day where Matt has to spend time with me at this time. And if he doesn't, like, I think he deep down inside, he hates you.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, have you heard the thing that PBD talks about when he was going, like, getting a counselor or a therapist with him and his wife when they first started? Not because there was any issue, they were just kind of seeking it. And he went to the first one. He goes, "How long have you been married for?" And he was like, 35 years. And he goes, "Wow." And he goes, "Let me tell you, and here's the secret to success, the long marriage, is every night at 6 p.m. we are together as a family at the table eating dinner." And he kind of goes, "Oh, okay, well, what do you do?" And he goes, "Well, I've been a teacher and my wife is a teacher." And he goes, "Okay." And he handed him cash for the session, goes, "We're done here," and walks out. And his wife's like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And he goes, "That's just not our life. There's no way I'm going to be home at 6 p.m. every night for dinner." Like, so this guy isn't going to work out for the advice. And so with the thing with
your wife can, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, but as I say, the 2 examples that you gave are interesting because when Hillary and Rich met, Rich wasn't CrossFit Games champion.
Right.
Like that kind of like slowly built in the relationship. So that wasn't kind of part of the deal when they got together. Now, she might have known Rich as that person and been like, okay, this guy is dedicated and has discipline that not a lot of other people have. So he's special. Like, and I'm going to have to kind of go along with the ride for that to a certain extent. But like Sammy came into the relationship when Matt was already like full steam ahead. So she kind of fit herself into his lifestyle a little bit more, knowing what she was getting into. Then Hillary kind of had to kind of adapt as they moved along. Right.
Yeah. That's an interesting one because my mom will say to me, or my wife will say to me, "Hey, let's do dinner with the family tonight, the whole family," because they know if they don't say that, I won't do it. I'm doing other shit. And I have no problem saying I can't tonight. And they never make me feel guilty. And actually, I like it when they ask me, and that's an art form on their part to not make me to ask me something and not have an expectation. I like it, and then I also like it when I do it. You know what I mean? Like my wife will be like, "Hey, we're having dinner tonight at 6:30. Can you join us?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I can," or "No, I can't." She's like, "Okay, no problem. Do you want me to leave it warm for you?" Or, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But like, it goes both ways. She'll say to me, "Hey, there's a class I want to take today at 11." Every day there's like some sort of class she'll want to take somewhere, yoga, Pilates, CrossFit. She'll go around town, and I know she needs to do that for her mental health, her physical health, but also for her professional health, because she trains other people in CrossFit and breathing classes and yoga and all that. And so she'll say to me, "Hey, at 11:30, I have an appointment to go do this." And like, I'll purposely be like, "Okay, I can adjust I'll immediately think, how can I adjust all my shit to make that work for her?" And it's just a relationship.
Yeah.
And if I can't, I can't, but I would never make her feel bad. She does. I don't ask. I guess the thing is don't ask your mate. If you want a world-class fucking achiever as a mate, don't ask them to do shit for you with expectations. And don't be afraid to get turned down 99 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
And if I didn't want to be with my wife, I wouldn't be. Like, what more does she fucking need than that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what someone did to tell me though that was scary as shit? I was actually, do you know who Garrett Glinton is, the lady we had on the podcast?
Yeah. Yep.
I was talking to her the other day on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and she said something kind of insightful to me. She said women know before they break up with a guy will emotionally already and physically leave the relationship.
Holy shit. I just had this conversation with Grace.
And I'm like, because I was talking about how this girl left me one time and
Yeah.
I didn't even see it coming.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were like, wait a minute. And it took you, yeah. So,
and she's like, no, she's like, women are, it's wild like that. She's like, we'll completely left the relationship. And then the last thing we'll do is take ourselves out of it. I'm like, holy shit.
That's funny because we just had, and part of the reason why my schedule's been so crazy the last 2 weeks is one of my main coaches that took 15 to 17 hours of coaching in the gym each week. He recently just moved to Santa Rosa. He got his girlfriend pregnant and took off to go, work a job that will support that kind of.
Yeah.
And so anyhow, he's been with me since the start. Like we've kind of groomed him and over the time and stuff. Younger guy.
I don't think you can use that word anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Or maybe we did groom him. I don't know.
You trained him.
Yeah, we trained him up. And anyhow, him leaving was a big deal at the gym. So like leading up to it, Grace was like upset about it and stuff like that. We had this conversation and she's like, well, I already like emotionally kind of go through that right away, as opposed to me. Like I think 2 or 3 weeks will go by, then I'll be like, fuck, where's Dylan? Like this is and so like, and then she's over like 3 weeks ago. She's like, he's gone. Get over that. Like, you didn't deal with that already. So that day leading up and a couple Fridays ago, the last Friday of the Open, we kind of had his going away party and stuff. And so she was super upset leading up into it. And it was a little emotional when he left. And the rest of us, like myself and Albert and the other coaches, are kind of like, all the guys are like, yeah, whatever. And then like just now, about 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later, we're like, yeah, you could kind of feel that he's absent. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different when we do our workouts together as coaches. It's a little bit, obviously my schedule is much different now because I went from coaching 3 hours a week to 17.
No shit. Yeah. You're hardly around anymore. I miss you.
Dude, it's been, I miss you too. It's been rough. You know how much like the emotions I go through when I'm like watching or listening to the show too.
You're like, fuck, I need to be on there.
Yeah. And then other times I'm like sitting there like this is cool. Like we got a really fucking cool show, and like listening to it and being like an audience member has been really cool. But the fear of like not being involved or like hanging out in the background and stuff has kind of sucked a little bit. But it's all good.
So what are you going to do?
I've already talked to somebody yesterday about coming in to potentially do a coach, and I got a little deal in the works. I can't necessarily share it here yet, but I could talk to you about it a little bit afterwards, but I have some plans to get that figured out.
She didn't even want to try to repair anything done. Yeah, that's how they leave. You talking about my ex? Yeah, I mean, obviously this is a sweeping generalization. But yeah, that is it was good for the Garrett told me that too. Not that I have any concern my wife would ever leave me, but it made me want to like check in more. And I think it's okay to have a healthy dose of fucking fear. It would fucking suck. It would rock me if my wife left me. I would not. One of the things why I wouldn't want to do it is because I wouldn't want to talk about it on this show. I've thought about that too.
Oh,
like if this fucking chick left me, I would not want to talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
Sevan, I'm mailing you a pocket pussy that looks like a foot. Oh, it's called a vajankle.
Oh no.
It's called a vajankle. And thank you. I appreciate it. Well, what everyone should mail me something. Just mail me something. Just do it. Go to the store today. Break out that credit card you never use.
I like how I'm the most nervous out of that happening. Like, out of the two of us, like I instantly was like freaking out about it and stuff. And you're like, yeah, hopefully they mail me something good. I'm like, fuck, we're cutting that out. The rest of you assholes, you need to forget that happened.
Sevan, would you do a podcast to all the places you've traveled around the world showing off your pictures? I think people would dig that. I don't know about right now. I'm really tripping MLK on this idea of attention lately. Like ever since I heard Chris Rock do the thing, I'm reworking my whole thing.
Why are you afraid of it?
I don't want attention for attention's sake. And there's people who want attention for attention's sake. Did you see the thing yet? The Chris Rock stand-up?
I watched a clip of it, so I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen the part where he's talking about like his wife when he's like, you get cheated on, and then she interviews you, the person who got cheated on.
Oh, yeah, that part's brutal.
Yeah, that was rough.
Poor Will Smith.
But
basically, there's 4 ways to get attention. Show your ass, which we see all over Instagram today. And for me, that's just getting attention for attention's sake.
Yeah.
And then there's become infamous. That's a release a sex tape. Then there's be super talented. That's the part that's part also like where I think you're adding value to people's lives. That's like if I get like I only want to get attention if I'm adding value to people's life. I don't want attention for attention's sake.
Yeah.
Zero. It seems preposterous. It seems like that's the. And then the 4th thing is to play the victim. And horrible also.
Right.
But doing all 4 is I can't lie, I kind of respect the game at that level. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty fucking crazy.
I think the attention for attention. Have you ever heard the phrase when people like will say, "Oh, I would never want that kind of money."
That's fucking stupid.
I wouldn't want to make. I don't want to make that kind of money. I wouldn't. We're not. I'm not. I don't need that much money, right? And so what I just think is like you just haven't planned shit all the way through. And I think it's the same thing with like attention.
What
like,
do you mean you just haven't planned shit all the way through?
Meaning like if I'm just gathering money for the sake of gathering money and I'm not going to yield that to help other people or to take away some burdens from my family, right? Because like if you're really rich, problems just become minor inconveniences. Like,
right.
like short of like terminal illness and, you know, catastrophe with accidents, like everything else is like, oh, this happened. Like, no big deal. We'll just pay for it. And it goes
like this weather, like one of my rental properties has a leak in the roof.
No big minor inconvenience.
But not for me. For me, I'm going to have to be like, okay, that's going to be like, that might be $5,000 and like, that's going to cause me some problems.
Right. And now you're thinking about a ton.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Okay. What are we going to do? Yeah. What are we going to do?
Yeah. That's going to like affect.
But if you're rich as shit, it's nothing.
It's just an inconvenience. You just have to deal with the call and write the check. Right.
I had a friend one time, his fire alarm went off. And instead of getting up to change the batteries, he went to the Four Seasons.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's an extreme example.
Until someone came over and changed the bed. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'll just get a room. Yeah. It's the same. Like I have my uncle and stuff that I've talked about on here. That's really like well off. And they always make the joke like, oh, the airline lost your bag. It's a great excuse to go shopping at your new place.
Yes.
And I'm like,
and for me, I'm devastated. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't replace all that. That's my food money while I'm here.
You know? I'm so rich. Good. That makes me happy to hear that.
That's awesome. Is that a picture of? Oh, that's him in a squat. Sorry, I saw that icon photo and I thought it was something completely different. But
wow, I've never noticed that he was in a squat like that. That changes my whole impression of him. I never knew what he was doing. That's too deep, bro.
Yeah.
Too deep.
Yeah, it's too far there. But
I hit that. Isn't there an Ice Cube song? I hit that shit so deep I put that ass to sleep.
Yeah. Regulators.
Okay. Is that what it is?
Okay. I think so. What did he say? I have the foot in my mouth disease. Yeah, that's me. So it's probably wrong.
Were you going to say something? Go ahead.
I was just going to loop the whole thing back together and say that the attention for the attention's sake is like just chasing a dollar to try to get rich without actually planning all the way through and saying, why do I want this attention? What am I going to use when I harnessed it? And like, what am I going to point that at and do with it? So if you don't have that planned all the way through and you're like, well, I'm just getting attention. I'm like, well, why? And you're just like, I don't know. I like the likes or it makes me feel good or something like that for sure is going to end in flames. But if you're like, oh, well, I'm getting all this attention and I'm pointing it towards my OnlyFans and now I'm making $1 million a year and my family's out of financial duress and my cousin who just got sick, I was able to help her. Then all of a sudden you're like, wow, okay. So you did garner us all that attention, but then you were able to utilize it in a way that added to everybody around you. As opposed to if you don't have a plan like that and you're just like, well, I want attention. Why? So I could be famous and I get like that, it's going to end in disaster.
Horrible. This is a good thing here too. Doesn't want attention. Mail me gifts for my money. Yes. Mail me gifts for my birthday.
I don't know.
That's the Tupac song. Fuck the fame. All I want is the money. Send me the gifts. And so taking that back, do I want to show like part of me? Yeah. I'd love to show tell you all the story. I love sharing the stories of my life with you guys, but and I would love to show you crazy pictures but but I'm reassessing where the value is. Janelle Winston, I think there's an inherent breakdown in communication between men and women, where a woman thinks she's communicating very clearly and the dude has no idea what you're talking about.
I'd agree with that.
I mean, it is the dude's or the girl's obligation. I mean, I don't know if obligation is the right word. If you want the relationship to work, you better speak up about that. Hey, I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I don't understand.
Plus,
I'm mitigating the gifts thing is I'm mitigating the stupidity. I'm trying to fucking process the stupidity that I gave out my address on the air. So bear fucking with me. Like, come on, man. You're like, I accidentally showed my asshole, and now I'm trying to like talk about how beautiful my asshole is, and like you're making fun of me for being a braggart. It's like, no, I'm just trying to mitigate damage.
Just trying to smooth it over.
Christ, yeah.
Just smooth it over.
Give a brother a break.
To Janelle's point, I do think there's I always find that when Grace is going over stuff and it's our relationship has this another layer that like we manage a business together.
Right.
And she has her own branch of the business with the nutrition stuff. She's actually at Stanford Hospital in Palo Alto yesterday. She's bringing her whole entire nutrition reset program to Stanford Hospital.
Wow. Congratulations. That's dope.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. We're excited about
that's the best. For those of you who don't know, that's the best hospital on the western side of the fucking Western Hemisphere. That hospital is the shit. Like if anything really bad happens to you, you go there. Like they have specialists there for like shit that you don't even know exists.
Yeah.
Diseases. It's a crazy place. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Not to break too far off of a tangent of that, but you should see like when Grace gets speaking about their nutrition with them and all those healthcare professionals, you could see the craziness of their thinking untangle, because all of a sudden they're only discussing about them and they're coming with questions, and the way that she's answering it is very like delicate, but it also pushes right up against like the practices that they're basically like offering to other people. So it's funny to watch her go through those conversations and how she's able to kind of not necessarily convert, but just people are like, hey, we could cut out all this bullshit that you're basically prescribing all these drugs and everything else. And we're going to talk about the real cure because you actually want to help yourself. So this is how we do with nutrition. So it's pretty funny. But anyways, as we're discussing stuff, whether it be on the business side or just our relationship and stuff, is I'm very solution orientated. So like if you come to me and you're like, hey, this happened, I'm really pissed off about it and blah, 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 blah. My mind doesn't go to, okay, let's just run in a circle and play a blame game or talk about the problem till the end of death or keep passing the hot potato of blame. My thing is like, what's the solution, right? Like, how could we focus our efforts towards just like solving the problem or making sure this doesn't happen again? And so a lot of the times when she gets venting about something with the gym, I'll immediately start like giving solutions. And she's like, I don't want a fucking solution. I just want you to listen to what I'm saying.
I think I'm more like her.
And in my mind,
my wife will give me solutions too. I'm like, listen, motherfucker, I'm processing some shit right here.
And so,
yeah, my wife will give me solutions too.
Because right away, I'm like, okay, well, when you guys had the conversation, she's like, don't tell me what to say or how to say it. Just listen to what I'm saying. And I'm like, okay. And so we have two different really lines of thinking there.
Or I don't like the solution. Like I'll be like, blah, blah, blah. She's like, maybe you should do one less show a week. I'm like, what? And I'll stomp out of the room. Like, fuck off. I'm pissed.
Yeah. And
I'm pissed now.
I really try to, when I talk about issues or if I'm dealing with conflict at the gym, the first thing I try to do is just like isolate the issue and then separate ourselves from the issue. Yeah. So that way we could talk about it without having too much of a feelings or identity involved in it. Just kind of like, hey, here's us and we're looking at the problem. And then how do I move in a straight line for a solution for that problem? As opposed to like, from my experience, women usually like to kind of discuss their feelings around it, kind of take you down this windy path of like, why they feel that way, why it's frustrating, why it's fitting. And then that kind of is their solution at the end of it. And like, I feel like we didn't reach any tangible goals. Like who's executing what? And she's like, no, we're good now. I got to talk about it and I just got to get it out of my chest and I'm okay. And I'm like,
yeah, that's how I am too.
Yeah.
I'm such a woman.
That's
I'm such a proud, strong woman.
It's okay.
A friend of mine the other day came up to me and said, hey, my kids are using the word douchebag and they're calling people douchebags. I know exactly where it's going to. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, and they learned it from your kids. They never said that. And they've been with your kids for 3 days and now they call everyone douchebag. Oh, all right. So yesterday, one of my kids is explaining to my wife that they know that they're short, that my kids know that they're short, like shorter than their peer group, right?
Okay.
And my wife says, what makes you think that? Why do you say that? And she goes, because so-and-so and so-and-so told us. And I'm like, so I want to call that parent and be like, hey, your kids, you're douchebags. Let my kids know that they're short.
Right. Right.
And I just love this. Like your kids explain to my kids that they're short, and that's gonna be now their pathology for the rest of their fucking life.
Rest of their life, yeah.
Which actually, the truth is, I really don't care. I hope they fucking use that to conquer the world. I hope they fucking get little man's disease and just take over. But anyway, I just think it's so funny. There's like just levels to the game.
Yeah.
Like there's all these idiots who were worried about just the fucking dumbest shit, and they just don't see the fucking big picture. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't want your kid just saying a bunch of swear words and shit. But like worry about some really a big picture things of how the universe works. So I was actually talking with Brian about this yesterday, Brian Friend. One of the ideas that he expressed is that his dad paid for his tuition and whatnot, right, in college.
Yep.
And he explored the idea of like, hey, I wonder what it would have been like if I wouldn't have had my dad pay for my tuition and pay for my apartment, and I could have just seen what it was like to struggle.
Yeah, which is funny because then you just don't withdraw the money and there you go. But anyhow,
that's
another conversation. So okay,
my dad was generous to me, and I didn't, so I lost the opportunity for struggle, is what he was saying. Then later on, he worked for a CrossFit gym called CrossFit Redline, I think, and they didn't fulfill their obligation and they didn't pay him. And I had told him this snarky saying, if you stop, if you don't thank God for the gifts He gives you, God will quit giving. And you can, and then Halpin responded with, God is all loving. Well, I didn't even mean God. I don't even know what God means.
The universe, the karma, what you put in is what you get.
Yes,
back. Be careful what you ask for, it just might come true.
Right. And so then I explained that the reason why you didn't get paid at Redline is because you didn't want the money. And he's like, well, and then Brian and I were talking, well, that was a different situation. It's a different situation, but at that point you have to go to the 200,000 foot view and understand, start to be like, wow, does the universe really work like this? Yeah. The universe does not care whether it's your dad or what the contract said on the paper. If you don't want the money, it's going to make sure you don't get the money.
You got what you asked for.
Yeah, you get what you ask for. You hate people who drive Lamborghinis? No problem. I'll make sure you never get one. Your story is that women have it harder than men. I am the most benevolent God ever, and I will make sure that women have it harder than men, and that you can live out that story. Because you have to see, this is how the universe is operating. It's not like, hey, you think men are have it easier than women, and I'm going to stop making it that way. I'm going to keep it that way because I want to validate your story and your existence. I am the benevolent God. And until you see that, you're just gonna keep getting ass pounded.
Yeah,
and getting but that's what you want.
Yeah.
You just want to get ass pounded.
Well, I didn't want that ass pounding. I wanted it in that room over there, but instead I got it over here. You don't get to choose. And the other thing, going back to what you're saying about people being able to zoom out to see the larger picture there. The fact going back.
Look at. That's not sorry. He didn't want free money. He was okay with the money he should have gotten because he earned it. That's all illusion.
Yeah.
There was no free money. There was no money you earned. You're caught in the illusion. It's not operating like that.
It's hard for people to get it because if you zoom out, you would realize that what's more important in the scenario that you said with your kids, the fact that they heard the word douchebag, thought it was funny, and then repeated it. Is it an inconvenience? Will you be a little turned off by maybe that came out of your kid's mouth? Sure. But you could easily correct that and be like, hey, look, I know you hear the other kids do it. And, You know, there's an appropriate place for words like that, but by and large, you don't say that. It's disrespectful. Blah blah blah. Right? But you can't go back to your boys and say, hey, what they were saying about you kids being short isn't true, and just forget about it. And it's only appropriate sometimes, because now that's stuck with them. And so they've already started.
I could tell them that, but I'd be lying.
Right.
Then I'd really be fucking them up.
Yeah. So one was a superficial, like, hey, don't use that word. Right. And the other one was a deep, piercing, potential, like, insecurity lighter. Because you don't know what you don't know you're different when you're just cruising with the other crowd until someone says, like, hey, you're different than us. And we all think that's funny. Now, all of a sudden you're like, oh, and you're going to carry that burden. Potentially, some people never get past that ever. And that's why we see this world of, I need to fix myself on the outside so I can feel a certain way on the inside. And it was funny because you already felt your certain way on the inside, but society and what people said and those things that you held on to, actually, then you internalized from the outside. So changing the outside isn't going to change what happened in here, because you decided to take those in, process them, and internalize them. They were given to you. You weren't born with them. So it's kind of funny. And by the way, too, you guys are going to be in such a ride with those boys when they're teenagers, because not only are they going to be like rambunctious, very capable adolescents, which means they're just going to get into everything.
Right.
But they're going to be sharp as a whip, because they already are. They're like, their level
your boys
of, like,
are quite the smart asses. I go,
dude, their level of razzing is next level. Like when we were at Greg's the other day, and you were like, look, the boys don't even care about you anymore, Sousa. They're all over Hiller now. You're old news. And then Avi just turns and goes, yeah, we call you Hooza now. Like, who are you anyways? And I was like,
you got to get juiced up. It does scare me a little bit that how much I know that they're picking up off the fact that he's very nice, but he oozes testosterone.
Oh, for sure. But it was just funny. Like, I mean, how old's Avi now? 8? Is he 8?
Yeah.
I mean, for an 8-year-old to like make that connection that quick, toss that name back out me, and then connect it to something that he was just kind of like hearing off to the side and knew that it was going to be like a cohesive joke, like poking fun at me, like, yeah, we are over you. We like this guy now. Like, it was brilliant. And I was like, holy crap. Like, yeah, they're going to be some smart-witted young men. That's for sure.
God, I want some hardship in my life. Not that much. Yeah. I like that. That's another example too, about hey, I want some money, and what you get is more desire to want money. That's like one of the fucking traps. Yeah. That's why that Patrick Bet-David book is so good. That what was the one? The 5 steps to
your next 5 moves. Yeah.
Your next 5 moves. There's an underlying theme of already realizing that everything, and I think it might even say it in the Bible somewhere, that everything you have, everything you want is right in front of you. You're staring at it.
Yeah.
And that when you say you want something, you're putting space between you and that item. And then what will happen is that want will just be something that the universe will hear that you want. That not that you actually want the object that comes after want, but that you like this desire of wanting, and it will give you more wanting. And you'll never get to it. This is a clock. The appropriate place for douchebag was in 2012. Fair. Isn't that interesting? The guy's makes a time reference, and then his avatar, his profile is also a clock. Yeah.
I got such interesting people in the chat. It's awesome.
Matt hasn't been on the show, or has been on the show so little lately. We may start calling him Hooza also.
That's like when your parents won't let you go on the camping trip that all your friends are going to, and then your friends make fun of you that you can't go. You're like, taking it twice. It's like, yeah, I really want to be on the show, and then it's like, oh, you can't because you got all these other, work obligations and stuff going on, and then everybody's like, yeah, you're not on the show. Like, damn.
It's sunny today. I'm getting ready to go to the skate park. I want to show you one thing before I go to the skate park.
It's gross over here.
It is?
Yeah, it got super.
How do I make Instagram bigger? How does
I just zoom in, and then Caleb has like a better zoom function where he'll actually pull it in a little tighter. If I just double click my mouse, which is kind of weird, it pulls me in.
If I hit the Command+ button,
there you go.
Okay. Okay, look at this. This is just. Oh, is that too big? Oh yeah, that's too big. Let's see. Okay, here we go.
Is teaching these chicks the most valuable lesson in sports. When the train's coming through, get the fuck off the track. She just pulled a self alley-oop in rugby. I bet she could rep 405 on the squat rack and has a better 40 than any of these chicks. And follow me, you fucking idiots. And I'm going to be live in Miami, La Jolla. And
That
Tim.
chick's fucking. That
That
chick kicked the ball to herself.
Bertha's teaching these chicks the most valuable lesson in sports. When the train's coming through, get the fuck off the track.
What are these
She just
other
pulled a
girls doing?
Self-alley-oop in rugby. I bet you could rep
They got
405
her
on the
away.
squat rack and has a better
Look
40
at-
than any of these chicks.
How about
And follow me,
how about
fucking
that
idiots.
one
And I'm gonna
girl?
be live in Miami,
You can't take
La
their
Jolla,
legs out. How about that
and
one girl
Tim. Tickets
like
to my
can
link
clearly
below, you
get the
fucking
ball,
idiot.
but she just doesn't
Bertha's
because the girl's
teaching
running
these
towards
chicks
her.
the
Watch
most
when she kicks
valuable
it.
lesson in sports. When the train's
See if I can
coming
pause
through, get the fuck off the track. She
Okay,
just pulled a self.
look at this chick right here.
Yeah, you think she wants to get in the way of another chick? Hell no.
Like, run over and get the fucking ball.
No way. She's gonna get
alley-oop
bulldozed.
in rugby.
Look
Look
at
at
she
that.
just stopped.
Fuck yeah, she did.
I bet you could rep 405 on the squat rack and has a better 40 than any of these chicks. And follow me, you fucking idiots. And I'm going to be live in my.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd get in her way either. She's just gonna plow you down.
If you stroke IG, it'll get bigger. Sevan called me a dickhead last podcast, so the kiddos get it honest. All right.
That's funny.
Tomorrow we have the affiliate owner who owns CrossFit Santiago. I think it's the first affiliate in Chile.
Be cool.
Maybe the first affiliate in South America. Jessica Valenzuela, the last thing I want to see before I die is her coming at me.
Got a point.
All right. Thank you, Matt, for coming on. Great seeing
Oh
you.
yeah, I was glad I was able to make it.
Are you on tomorrow's show?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I want to corral these fuckers for Friday, Saturday, Sunday and talk about quarterfinals. It'll be fun.
Did you see I put all your stuff on the calendar?
Okay.
And then afterwards I was cracking up and I was like, I wonder if that was like a bit and it just went right over my head.
No,
And
it's good.
I scheduled all of them. So they're in there and everybody got invites.
I think we should invite Grunler.
Yeah. Anytime him and Chase go on, it's always a added bonus.
I was thinking we'd do Grunler, Halpin,
Yep.
JR, and Brian.
Yeah. And maybe move Halplin towards like the end so that way all the data's in so he could have some time to do some cool stuff with it for us. Unless he already has it done.
Yeah, I'd say we just fucking see what he does.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
right off the bat. And we just do like 1 hour shows like yeah, Bill is the shit. And do like 1 hour shows like on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's gonna be hard scheduling everyone.
Yeah. Got 3 of them. We could probably get it. Just put it in that.
Yeah,
big
that's
text.
why have 4 and just hope 3 show up.
Yeah, just put in that big text thread and be like, hey, whoever's available for this, come on in.
Bye-bye. Peace and love.